stream.
Start that stream.
Stream is started.
Oh,
Wait,
shit.
I started on the 4-way. What am I doing? That's not how we start this
That's your
thing. Ha
tweet.
Oh, did you tweet?
Yes.
Good.
Pop out the chat.
Oh, I forgot to open up Tweet Deck. Tweet Deck. Tweet his own. Lame. Log on to the Twitter, please.
Somebody throw it in the Discord, too.
I shall.
All right, cool.
Discord.
Yeah, I got a lot of audio in my headphones today.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah.
You need some less audio in your headphones?
Yeah, bring my level down.
This is Chuck's noise.
Bring it down some more.
Bring
Hey,
it down
Chuck.
some more.
All right, thanks.
Why
Sure.
do you need so much sound taken out of your sound?
Because there was more sound than I usually have.
Oh. Why have you been messing with everyone's levels?
I haven't touched anyone's levels. I just sit in BJ's chair. That's all I do.
I
Mess
bet
with
you
his
fuck
levels.
with my levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Fuck.
have
Get on
sex
his
with
level.
his levels.
I'm just going to take my headphones and microphone.
He's rolling around town
And
with his
seat.
headphones on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we're so jazzed about talking about this movie, I can tell already.
We are early as well.
Well, let's get
Not
this
really.
fucking thing over with.
Yeah, it's been a long day, man.
Yeah. How many people we got in the chat? 2? Let's go.
Oh, I should join the chat. Then we'll have 3.
Let's do this.
Hey, live stream. Oh, that's last week's live stream. The fuck is that doing?
Lame.
Did you know that
Dumb.
BMFcast is live now?
Garbage.
It just told me.
I did.
It just said,
Did it?
yeah.
Cool.
It was like, hey. God, they really leaned into the chess thing for that poster, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they had that money shot of, chess.
Define money shot.
The thing they spent the most money on in this movie.
Oh.
That's actually accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fine. It's accurate. Oh, man. What was the name of this movie?
The 00 Kid.
But it's with a 0.
It's with a 0.
with 00 Kid.
I appreciate that, like, IMDb's search is still just the worst search on the internet. Because you can type the exact thing and it's going to be like, nah.
Nah, I don't know what that
Nah,
is. You want to
Solo.
search other titles? Yeah.
But double OK, it's like, no, you wanted Solo, right?
Mhm. Yeah, that has
Yeah.
an O in it.
Yeah, Avengers Infinity War. Here you go. I didn't click. No, I do. What?
How about something on Amazon?
Oh, man.
All right, Evan's here. We can go.
I tried to type 00 Soul, which is way fucking better.
We saw that.
We did. We
We
watched
did.
that.
And it's way fucking better.
Yeah, but that movie kind of sucks too.
Yes, but it's way fucking better.
I don't disagree.
Double O Kid pulled up Operation Kid Brother
Hmm.
from 1967. The
Who the
double-
fuck writes the plot summaries on IMDb? Do they even watch the movies?
No.
No.
Like, seriously.
IMDb sucks.
The second one, it's like, no, guy. No. That is inaccurate.
We were violently split on Secret Agent 00 Soul.
Or-
I enjoyed it.
You did. You gave it four jocks.
I enjoyed it.
BJ gave it 4 bags.
He did not enjoy it.
where did you and I rate it?
You gave it 2 bags.
Uh-huh.
I gave it 3 jocks.
Huh.
For an average score of 0.25 jocks.
Have you been listening to the Goldsmith Odyssey?
No.
That's a pretty good podcast.
Hmm.
I'll listen to podcasts.
I do, just not any that contain us.
I don't even listen to those
The
either.
only ones I listen to contain us.
You should listen to more podcasts, Chuck.
There's not
should.
enough time in the day.
You should get some more time in the day.
You have an Xbox in your office. And there's probably time in your day.
I haven't turned it on in God knows when.
I'm sure he knows.
I don't know. God probably has other things. Like nothing.
Oh.
He's busy making sure children in Africa starve
Mm-hmm.
to death.
And letting us suffer this national nightmare.
Who is?
God.
Oh. Man, he quit giving a shit a while back.
Yeah. Well, you know, killed his kid.
Killed his own child.
Yeah.
Technically, we did.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Now, the Holy
He
Ghost,
let
I
his-
don't know what the fuck's going on with that guy.
He
Well,
let
dead
his
somewhere
only son
before.
die.
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what originally happened to the Holy
The
Ghost?
Holy Ghost is the ghost.
Once
of
there was a
Jesus
holy
left
man.
on earth to punish us.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's frightening.
I hope
He's
so.
the one breaking all the shake machines at fast food restaurants.
Yes, yes.
Holy Ghost!
Holy Ghost.
Woo!
Take it out the shake machine again.
Spooky.
Holy Ghost, this is an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Daddy Junior in the spook.
Holy Ghost wasn't breaking all the shake machines. It's
Sundays
old
on
man
8.
McDonald from.
Oh, you mean Old Man Withers from the Haunted Hardies?
Yeah.
Old McDonald or Carl was
Junior,
a
if you
ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. All right.
All right, should we do this, I guess?
Yes.
All right,
Get it the
everyone
fuck
is
over.
so jazzed about this.
It's so good. We expended so much energy watching it. It's just hard to.
See, Chuck, Evan likes the new format. I told you this.
Does he?
He did. He does in the chat as well.
Okay. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. It's awesome to get feedback.
This is why people
Try-
don't give us
try not-
feedback, because
Yeah, try not to
you're
sound so.
piloting the snark while you're saying it.
I am not piloting this.
Thanks for all the
Yeah,
feedback.
thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, way to yeah, way to jump the snark there, Chuck.
Thanks, Ian.
Snarky
Appreciate you.
Jerk face over here.
Yeah, you should see him when we get negative feedback.
Yeah? Do you? Yeah? You go off?
I do. Yeah, I go off.
You go hard?
I do.
Yeah. He finds their families and murders them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pro tip, guys. Don't give negative feedback.
Right.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't want to hear it. We don't want. We all only want positive feedback.
Yeah.
That's why we post on YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube.
You know all those severed feet they're finding in one of the Great Lakes?
Yeah.
Remember that 2-star review we got on iTunes?
Did you take 13 of that person's feet?
His entire fucking family. All their feet.
That's something a son of Hillary would do.
Fuck your feet.
The only way
There
to
are
know how
people
many
who are into that.
people Chuck has killed due to negative reviews
Yeah.
is to count their arms and legs and heads and divide by 5.
Yes.
What you doing over there? You twiddling knobs?
You got
Looking
some,
at the ones and twos
you
over
got a
there?
little something,
There's
got a
a
little
little-
schmutz.
Little schmutz, yeah.
Wiki, wiki, boop, boop. Wikipedia.
Got a little grease spot going.
Something like that.
So should we talk about this movie?
Yes.
All right.
Oh
Official
God,
podcast
yes.
format.
Yes.
You can't get me excited about this one. I'm sorry.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
It's a podcast.
Episode 424.
Blaze it.
Palindromes.
Yes, a palindrome.
Nintendo.
Some Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies,
True.
enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot
Hooray!
Jocks.
That's a great movie. We
It
should
is
watch that.
terrific.
Yeah.
I would watch that again right now.
However, keep in mind, there are bad movies, and so stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in trash bags.
Garbage.
Junk.
The place in which we should put bad movies.
Yes.
Yes.
Bad
The
movies. As in
dumpster.
stay away.
Right.
So,
So-
we are wrapping up the first annual...
The first.
And only.
Gotta leave the dangling, man. You don't
No.
know.
No dangle.
Oh, no dangle?
No.
Man, so anti-Corey Haim.
No.
This is the very first and last Mayhem.
It's a special event.
The only annual mayhem.
The first and final annual Mayhem.
Yeah.
And we conclude on 1992's The Double O Kid, or 00 Kid.
Yes.
Straight to video, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I'm pretty sure.
How about a quick plot summary, because that's what we usually do.
Yeah.
Lance, a teenager, dreams of being a secret agent, and he's suddenly caught up in the middle of hacker intrigue, which aims at the International Environmental Congress.
Hacker intrigue.
Hacker intrigue.
Yeah.
Hacker intrigue.
Right.
Is there?
Hackers.
Yeah.
It's so intriguing.
We should watch Hackers, y'all.
Yeah, we should.
God
I
damn,
have
we
been-
should watch
I mean,
fucking
I
Hackers.
pushed for hackers.
We should just watch Hackers, not that it should be reviewed on this here
Yeah,
podcast.
see, I think he poo-pooed hackers.
No, I can review it right now. 5 Jocks, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
High five.
Hackers rules.
All right, well, that's our hackers
Yes.
podcast.
I've never seen The Net, so I don't know how that qualifies.
You know, we've had this conversation. I wrote all these movies down.
Okay,
And then I was
okay.
like, Hacker Month, and you guys were like, no.
Yeah. Wait, who said that?
All of you?
I might go to bat for the net, but also, I don't know. I recognize that the net is probably,
Trash.
in hindsight.
Yeah.
The Net gets a few things wrong.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
It's a 90s hacker movie. It gets everything wrong, but it's got my future ex-wife in it, and I love her.
Dennis Miller?
Yes. Yes, Dennis Miller.
He's in the Net? I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck on your GED, Oppenheimer.
Yeah. So Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Right.
Haim, you
Oh,
he's
man.
no longer with us.
No, that's
Mayhem.
a shame.
Yeah, he did.
I hope you found peace, Corey Haim.
Right.
Speaking of peace, chess pieces and stuff.
Right.
Oh,
chess
yeah.
pieces,
We got to talk about
All
how
right.
this
Um,
movie enters the room.
Let's go over
Yeah.
the cast.
Right.
Okay.
Cast is why I said we should watch this.
Yes, because Corey Haim, 6th appearance, final appearance, question mark?
Answer, yes.
Correct. It's correct.
Maybe?
Come on. We have
Hey.
1,000 better movies to get
Charles,
to.
you are not in charge of me.
I'm not trying to be, even though I get where you're going with that.
All right, Brigitte Nielsen, 3rd appearance. Somehow only 3. It feels
Could've
like
been
more.
4.
She has actually not worked that much.
Man, it feels like we've seen a lot more movies with her in it. But yeah, Cobra, Mission of Justice.
Wasn't she
And
married
as-
to
and-
Sylvester Stallone for a while?
Oh, yeah. Friend of the show.
And as noted in here, one that didn't quite make the show, Big Money Rustlers.
Chuck and I are still supposed to watch Big Money Rustlers.
We watched 5 minutes of that.
But one of the few, to hit the 5-minute rule, one of the few movies that actually successfully made us pull the plug.
I
Yeah.
believe I called the audible on
Yeah.
that. Or
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, you were probably wise to do that.
I was like,
Yeah.
no, guys, can't. I can't.
And Wallace Shawn, who's waited 419 episodes to return.
Oh, my God.
He was in Southland Tales.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was. You're
Yep.
so right. I forgot.
John
It's
Rhys Davies.
inconceivable that he wouldn't have been in another
Yeah.
movie.
They come close to using that.
He
Too.
almost gets there, but he
They-
stops
yeah.
himself.
Yeah, John Rhys Davies, 5th appearance. King Solomon's Mines, Cyborg Cop, Cats Don't Dance, and Scorcher.
Scorcha.
Cats don't dance.
It's true, they
Which
don't.
cat was he?
I don't
Cats
know.
Dance.
I don't remember fuck all about cats don't
I
dance.
do believe
I
he was a
remember those
cat that did
cats.
not dance.
I remember those cats. They did not dance,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did. So
Yeah, they did at the
the
end.
movie
I think,
was a
yeah.
lie. It's just like all dogs go to heaven, and then that one dog goes to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, lies.
It's a weird twist ending.
It's all lies.
Yeah.
The story is credited to Stephen and Stuart Paul, who are 2 of the writers credited on Never Too Young to Die,
Yep.
the origin of the Stargrove.
Correct.
So they wrote another story about Lance, a young kid who wants to be a spy.
I don't know if
sort
this
of.
all came out of like one
They were just like
script.
They're gonna like, man, this is gonna be a series.
I don't know.
Lance series.
That's why I was intrigued.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, and the director is Duncan McLaughlin,
Duncan McLaughlin.
who is now D. McLaughlin.
Yeah.
So, good for you, D.
yeah,
D as in DEE.
correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just D could be shorter. I'm just clarifying.
Nope.
Nope.
So anyway,
Yeah.
the cats. I wonder if people can hear that or not. It sounds like we're getting haunted by cats.
It's the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We brought it home from the Hardys.
Yeah.
Hey! Shut your cat hole!
Man.
what the other cat is doing.
Shut your cat hole. That was something I've never said in my life.
And it worked. All right, we're back.
Yeah, that cat hole is shut.
Oh, but I apologize. My cat hole was open. Whoopsie.
This cat hole is cleansed.
No.
Man, we do not want to talk about Double O Kid, do
No.
we?
Not at all. Not in the least.
So yeah, there's your people in the movie.
There's your people in the movie.
Well, I mean, you skipped one. I mean, she has no BMFcast credits
Sure.
history, but there's one. Nicole Eggert is in this.
Yeah.
That's my Charles in Charge.
She is an improvement over Amy Dolan's.
She runs.
She is.
She knows how to run.
Yeah.
And rollerblade.
Yeah. No skates.
No,
she has
skates.
proper
She
skates.
was on skates.
Yeah, because she's not a tool.
So,
Oh no, I've made it clear where I stand on skates versus blades.
Okay.
Skates.
I remember. So,
Skates, not blades.
Double O Kid.
subs not dubs.
Yeah.
Right?
I've taken a hard stand here. Yeah, movie opens. There's a heist. It's supposed to be in some sort of super secure facility, but it just looks like a random hallway they had access to.
It's a random hospital, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they go through a whole thing where it's Brigitte Nelson and Guy, Guy. And they're dressed up like janitors, and they do this whole thing where they've got a thing that will just get them right into keycard accesses, but for some reason there's like a delayed response safe where they actually punch the right code in. Like, this is a weird system. Like, why would you punch the right code in and still have klaxons go off?
I don't know what sets off the alarms.
Yeah, but they're just breaking in and they're stealing
Yeah.
FAA.
Maybe they
Code.
left the safe open too long,
Maybe.
and it's like your
Yeah.
fridge that'll start going beep 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 beep
Yeah.
beep beep. If
But
you have a nice fridge,
Yeah, but they're
if
taking
you have a shit fridge, it
a
doesn't
shit
do
fridge,
anything.
a shridge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't get a shit fridge.
No.
Just put that in the toilet.
Oh, with the wine.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, they are taking pictures of FAA codes. That's part of their plot. And then, like I said, the klaxons go off, and like 3 guards come after them. I think they murder them. I mean, they soapy suds.
They soapy suds them so they slip on the floor comically, and you're like, haha, this is a kid's movie.
And
And
then
then
they
Guy
shoot.
comes and fucking murders all 3 of them with the
Yes.
Desert Eagle.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is not a kid's movie. But
Yeah.
then we get hot opening credits.
Yeah. There's a chess-based, shitty James Bond style wannabe opening credits. Like, it's terrible, terrible CG. I don't care what year. Like, the last Starfighter had better CG than this.
Battle Chess looks amazing
Yeah.
compared to this.
This is the computer animation you do when you do your first computer animation. It's something similar to this.
Yeah. It's like, all right, now move them around.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the king on the one side morphs into like a weird Corey Haim wannabe thing with backwards cap and glasses.
Is that what that was?
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
And
did that as his credit came up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was my
Because
assumption.
then like the others, like the
Like Brigitte Nielsen was a tall queen.
and then it got curves.
yeah.
Like it morphed into having womanly curves.
And Wallace Shawn
Yeah, it
was
became
a tiny
short with a little,
king.
and like the cross on the crown became a dollar sign.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then it's just
Because his name is Cash Pot.
right. Yeah.
subtle.
I wonder what he's going to get into when he becomes an adult. Cash Pot.
But yeah, and then this terrible thing happens, and then it's Corey Haim walking down the street.
No. Corey Haim's
No.
in bed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes, I'm sorry.
He wakes up to
I
a
was skipping
bomb
ahead.
clock.
There's 5 minutes of this where it's just
It is so pointless. Like, he's got this home life, and it's like he's got a brother that sneaks up on him, and he's pretending to be a spy. Like, this is the dumbest setup.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie itself is entirely dumb, but like he's just got this inner monologue of like, there's an enemy in the house and blah blah blah. And his kid brother sneaks up and squirt guns him, or tries to squirt gun him, and he grabs the gun and squirts him instead.
Yes.
And then his mom, who's Karen
Black.
Black for some reason, is just like, well, no, I mean,
because they cast her.
well, I know, but I mean, like, goes back to like the thing with Lorraine Newman. It's like, why cast anyone you could name as somebody who's just like has nothing, like no reason to exist in a movie.
She needed a sandwich.
Sure. So, anywho, like she's just yelling like, "You never come to breakfast anymore." So Corey Haim, his brother goes out and deflates his motorcycle tire just by unscrewing a cap, which is not how tires work
No.
at all,
Right.
ever. maybe very early on, and then they were like, "Hey, maybe if we put a little thing here." So
Yeah.
Yeah. So he steals his
steals
brother's
bike and goes to his job at the CIA.
Rides it to work, and then none of that shit ever matters again.
Yeah, the last we see of his family is them chasing him
in a station
Yeah.
wagon.
in their station wagon, yelling at him.
Yeah, it's weird. And then he gets to work, and it's just like, all right, mostly stop the monologue. Like, I want to be a spy, and I'm turning every mundane thing into spy shit. Except he has one other flight of fancy while he's at work, because it's like, oh yeah, you're just a copy boy. Go get us some coffees and shit. You know. And so he goes and makes coffee for the boss or whatever. And then he's like sharpening pencils, and he has like one more dream fancy where he sees the nerdy girl with glasses who's actually hot. Yeah. And then like it's like, oh, we would meet in Paris and blah blah blah. And so there's like this weird sequence where he's like having dinner with her. And like we're both dressed up like spy people, and then it's like that shit is done. Like it's just like no more flights of fancy. It's just like
Yeah, the Walter Mitty shit ends. His internal monologue ends. Like all that shit stops. Like the interaction with his family stops.
Yep.
Like everything we have just watched is gone.
Yep. Yeah.
So-
Meaningless.
Does he actually intern for a spy agency?
The CIA.
It's
that
actually the
how it-
CIA. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like the guy who's like middle management CIA dude gets called in. It's what's her name? The Forbidden Planet just went right out of my head. Anne Francis.
Yep.
Anne Francis is the boss of the CIA.
Yes.
And then it's just like, hey, you sent that thing to that guy, right? And he's like, yeah, totally. Yeah, it should be here by like 3:00 this afternoon. No problem. So he scrambles in and is like, all right, Corey Haim, I'll book you on a flight. You're getting to LAX. Drive right to this guy's office. It'll take you 35 minutes. Get here, give him this envelope, and don't say a word about this to anybody. He's basically just like, last minute second, like, whoops, gulp. And
Corey Haim's like, okay, sir, that sounds fantastic.
of course, Corey Haim's his way into L.A. because it's just like, the "You're in L.A." song comes on.
Yeah,
and he's riding down in the taxi
It's
like,
the West Coast, and you're in a car.
yeah,
and
looking
there's
at
a
the
palm
sides.
tree.
There's
and
some ladies in bikinis. And
Beverly
look at
Hills sign and
Look at
some
there's Hollywood
asses.
Boulevard. And yeah,
Grauman's Chinese Theater.
but like,
Stars on the ground that you can't read the names.
yeah, but
Is it because
beautiful,
he's
Chuck.
illiterate?
Yes.
Also, they were going too fast, and
Oh.
the names were the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
but
Oh, okay.
All right.
So I just want to paint the picture of Corey Haim in this movie, by the way, who is just the king of the shittiest haircuts. Like, whoever his barber was fucking hated him. His head in this movie is fucking atrocious. Like, it's...
Well, his head's fine. It's his hair that's atrocious.
I mean, Demolition High
Don't
was
speak ill of the dead.
was bad. This is a fucking shit show on his head.
Yes.
It
You
is
are correct.
He is bleached blonde.
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
he kind of has Christophe Lambert when he goes blonde hair.
Yeah.
It's-
He's
a
got
shit show on his head.
He's got
the
reverse
Corey Haim story.
He's got reverse Lobot going on, which is like his entire lower head.
Man, that's an Urban Dictionary entry if I've ever seen.
Yeah, man. I once gave her the reverse Lobot.
Yeah.
She didn't take kindly to it, though. You got to warn them.
Well,
when
you
you're
got to
gonna do
reverse
the reverse Lobot.
You got to reverse Lobot into a Lando for a soft Lando.
I mean, so his entire like lower head is shaved, and it's just whatever the fuck is going on above that. It's just
It's like the hair that was left got scared and is trying to run away. Yeah. It's
What,
just
like-
It
He's
looked
coming
down
for
and it
us
saw
next.
Corey Haim, and
Yeah.
it was like, oh shit.
it's sort of like Beaker, just
It-
all
yes.
shockingly sticking up there.
it's fucking garbage. But he also has heroin eyes throughout the entire. Like he's just looked like someone has punched him in both his eyes.
Heroin Eyes. That's my favorite Neil Young song.
I love it. I love a good pair of heroin eyes on a cinnamon girl.
I'm just so angry. Wasted potential makes me so mad, and it's just this dude. Just like whoever did
We've
this to
seen-
him.
It's called Corey Haim.
I know,
Yeah.
but someone
say, we've
said to
seen-
him, "Hey, try this heroin. It's great." And then he was like, "You're right, it is." And then that led to
That's the only answer you have when you try heroin.
This is heroin, Corey. You don't want none of this shit.
yeah. It gets you real high. You feel like you can fly.
I think I'd like to try some of that heroin. You don't want any of this, Corey.
So, whatever. I just had to.
Sure.
You needed to visualize Corey Haim in this movie because good luck finding this movie.
The other thing that he has that shows up for a little while and then immediately disappears is while he was riding the bike to work and doing stunts around the station wagon, he has like a wannabe punk jacket. Like it's like kind of sort of olive drab.
It's another Army Navy store special,
but it's also a reversible jacket because like he gets to work and it's
Yeah.
like he's got all these patches on the the olive drab part, and then it's just like he flips it out and it looks kind of like a sport coat.
I gotta say that's pretty good. That's maybe the best thing about this movie.
But I'm
is
just saying,
that
like,
jacket.
it's like,
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I'm a badass punk, and then he gets to work. It's like, oh, sir, hello, I got a real jacket on, but I'm still wearing my Adidas sneakers.
Yeah, it's like almost like an 8-ball jacket from back then. But
But like, he does the same thing because he's like riding that, wearing that on his ride to the guy's place, Weinberg or whatever dude's name
Weinberg.
is, and then like gets in and like, oh, I gotta switch jackets and everything.
Yeah.
So
there's been a scene where we are introduced to Wallace Shawn because John Rhys Davies comes to visit him with a suitcase full of money and says the consortium wants to watch this VHS tape about the environment.
Watch 9 seconds
Yeah.
of this VHS tape about the
And Wallace Shawn's like, yeah, I know the environment sucks, and he's like, okay, here's the deal.
that's a rather inconvenient truth.
These these scientists are gonna tell everybody that businesses are ruining the planet. Businesses are like, oh hell no, and they're gonna murder the scientists. So here's what you're gonna do because you created the Bloomberg virus or whatever dumb fucking thing.
Michelangelo.
my how things haven't changed, have they?
Yeah, no. So it's just we're gonna murder the scientists. You made a computer virus. We want you to make a computer virus that will blow up the plane over the Bermuda Triangle.
Crash the plane over the Bermuda Triangle. Yes.
Whatever. And he's like, that sounds great. Let's split this $12 million, and while you're here, come check out my arcade. So he goes, and they're in this room. There are a million arcade sounds in here, but you never see an arcade machine.
No.
And he sits down in this. He's like, John Rhys Davies, check out this car. It's great. You should get in it. And John Rhys Davies is just like, fuck yeah, this is great. I'm getting in this car. And it's some dumb, like there's a TV screen in front of the windshield that has like some programmed driving thing on it. And apparently he has to play this game that he's driving along. And the car somehow murders him
Yeah.
in a way that I literally don't understand how this.
It's one of those things that's in that you put in a script,
Right.
And you figure that you're going to figure it out by the time it's time to film it,
and they just cut
and
around
they
it.
never did.
No.
And it's kind of a horror movie awesome thing. Like you're driving the car, but actually when you crash, you'd crash in real life.
Yeah, it's
because
something
they
that
cut
would be
away
like in
from
a
car
Wishmaster
crash.
movie or something.
Right.
It's just, yeah. So like when he crashes in the game, the car is fucked up, and he is also injured.
Right.
And he's
And then it
like,
crashes
I would like to
again,
get out now. And Wallace Shawn's like, no, you're not getting out. I'm just going to keep all the money. You're going to die now. And eventually the car flips over and crushes him. So John Rhys Davies is in this movie for one scene.
Yes.
Boo. Because John Rhys Davies was another reason I looked at this cat. I was like, okay, that might be okay if we get John Rhys Davies fucking going, cyborg cop crazy in this.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
No. So,
But yes, now he's going to get the entire $12 million instead of having to split it.
Yes.
So he's going to do the hacking and whatever.
but they need the thing. They need the key code.
Yeah, they've got the codes, but now they need a key card to actually activate it.
Yes.
They're really bad planners
And they
because
need a fingerprint. as
yes,
well.
yeah, they haven't figured that part out yet because like first it was like, oh, we need these codes. Oh, we actually need this key card access. We're going to go after Weinberg, who happened to be like the guy who invented the FAA system, who still has a card, which seems like a huge critical security oversight thing.
It does.
But so they send
is.
Yes.
Brigitte Nelson and Thug Dude with Desert Eagle come
Okay.
dressed as a priest and a nun into his office, and they're just like, no, we really need to see him. It's about the charity for the Bolivian kids or something. And they just kind of like, muscle their way past the secretary.
They're
into
basically
it.
like, we can't come back. We have to pray later. We're
Yeah.
going in now.
We're praying tomorrow, so we can't come back tomorrow. Bye. We're going
Yeah.
in there. And then it's just like, where's the money, Lebowski? And
Yep.
they just ask for the key card, and eventually he's like about to give it to him, I think. But Corey Haim walks in the middle of this and is like, hey, Mr. Weinberg, here, I'm here with this package. And he's like, oh, good boy. Here, take this $5. And we can clearly see he's wrapped the key card inside of a folded $5 bill.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no, or Corey Haim's like, no, I don't need it. He's like, no, please take it. Go get yourself an ice cream. So he takes it, gets out of the building, and goes, hey, what's this key card? That's got to be a mistake. Let me go back in.
Yeah.
And
That's a good move.
Yes.
That's a good move. I like it.
But
yeah. And then
now
they,
fisticuffs have broken out in the office,
Yeah.
and they're beating up Weinberg. And you can hear, like, they cut to the secretary, and you can hear the punching sounds happening, and she's just like, huh, what's that? It's like,
It sounds like
It's the unmistakable sound
Right,
of people
the
getting
unmistakable
punched.
sound of people getting punched in the movies.
Right.
It's the sound of her personal evaluation going down.
Yes. Well, she goes in to examine the situation, and then Guy just murders them both with his gun.
Yeah.
So
To which
She
Corey
does-
Haim hears that outside and is like, "Oh, I better sneak out."
Yes.
To which he does, and they saw him come in with like his business side of his coat, so he reverses it. This is the only time this really comes into play plot wise.
Yeah.
Is he reverses it into his punk jacket. Apparently, within 10 seconds, found some lady who was like, "Hey, I need to make out with you in order to save my life," because he's just macking on some lady.
Yeah.
And then like he's like, "Thanks, you just saved my life," because and because they walk right by him, and she's like, "Don't you want my number? Okay, bye."
Thanks, cutie.
But yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, and then he goes to a payphone and faxes a message to his boss.
I don't know how he does this.
He has a magic pen. He
Yeah.
had a pen that was like hooked into with a phone cord.
Huh.
Because he wrote this message by hand, and it somehow translated to
See,
faxing.
this is one of those movies where things just happen.
Yeah.
Like without rhyme or reason, they just happen because the movie needs them to happen.
But they
This thing
showed
is
this
a
thing.
yeah. They show it. This thing is actually a cool gadget. This is the second coolest thing in this movie. I know it probably wouldn't work in real life, but it's a cool concept for a gadget
mean,
where you can
but
just
guess
write
what?
on anything.
In any movie, they would set this up in some way.
Yeah.
I think they
somehow.
Like,
I
why did
think
he
they
have a
explained
fax
it.
pen? Like,
Who knows?
why?
He had a box of gadgets.
It looked like he made shit for fun because he also had like some goggles that were like he had sitting on his shelf when he was playing spy in his house.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing with this movie. The movie doesn't in any way make him...
I'm not defending it.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing
We
with the
are
movie.
arguing.
I'm saying the
We're
movie
actually arguing.
wants you to do all the work in understanding that this kid is super into spy shit. It just does the very cursory nonsense of just like, he's got some gadgets and he wants to work for the CIA because he thinks it's cool, and then like alternates between like total panic and kind of super badass, but in the most Corey Haim way. It's just the movie does. It's like a first pass. It's just like, all right, we should flesh all this out. No, never mind. Let's just make it. We got Karen Black for a day. We just need to go.
Well, the whole thing feels like a student film.
Yeah.
It really does, because the sound mixing, like especially in the opening scenes, just in the bedroom when he and the brother are having an argument, you hear like as soon as the voice kicks up,
Yeah.
you hear the static and the room noise.
Yes.
And then it cuts out as soon as the line is over. Like it's that kind of movie that's just like, man, we never cleaned this up, did we? Like I don't know if we're watching like an early screener or something, before it was cleaned up, but holy shit.
Yeah.
The whole thing just reeks of like, yeah, we could have finished that, but nah.
Yeah.
Good enough.
I don't know. I feel like we've watched plenty of movies like this. I mean, I feel like we spoiled ourselves for like the last year and a half. Like I feel like we've watched a lot of actual Hollywood movies, and like you're just kind of like coming back to like this is what shitty movies look like.
Yeah, we need to bring it back to 1990. Am I
No,
right?
no, I'm just saying. Like, I mean, we've watched so
Yeah.
many poorly made movies that I feel like you're being extra harsh on this one.
Demolition High is a shitty movie. Demolition High is awesome.
Right, but I'm saying like we've watched a lot of poorly made movies over the course of this, and I
I
just feel
agree.
like yeah.
I'm not like
Yeah.
I'm not baffled by
I
this.
know,
I'm
I
not
know.
like,
I
oh
mean-
my god, what is this shitty movie? I'm just saying this movie fucking sucks, and here's why.
I don't think this movie's that bad.
It's not Ford Fairlane.
No.
No, it's not offensive. It's just half-assed.
Yeah.
Everything about it feels half-assed.
It's aggressively mediocre.
Yeah.
So
But I like this gadget.
yeah.
Yes,
But I mean,
but
like-
it does have a fax pen.
I mean,
A device that will live on forever in usefulness.
Absolutely.
to be fair, this isn't to
All these flavors, and you choose to be salted.
to borrow a phrase from one of our stars of this. This is not completely inconceivable because there are whiteboard pens that save the data that you're writing to a thing.
I know. I'm
so
not-
the
I'm not
idea
arguing-
of a fax pen isn't.
I'm not
out of
arguing
the realm
the
of
merit
possibility.
of a fax pen. I'm just saying the movie doesn't like check out this cool thing. It's
know.
just like, wait, what does he do? How did he do? What was that? It's what, a fax pen? Okay, and then by the time that comes to your head, it's gone. We've moved on, and it's just if you want to make him seem like a cool kid, show his gadgets
Yeah.
better than you're doing.
I mean, I think the biggest flaw in the storytelling is there seems to be like Anne Francis seems to know he's better than he's better than Corey Haim. Like he seems to be better than like he comes off in person, but everyone else is like, oh, this is just a stupid kid who's been here like 3 weeks and dreams of being a spy.
Yeah.
She's the only one like, I see something in you, kid. And there's never like there's any nurturing of that or like reason why she believes this.
Right.
Like that she knows he invented a fax pen or some spy goggles or whatever shit, that he's got some Spy Kids gear over here.
Yeah.
Or a cool Uncle Machete or something. I don't know what. But anyway, he's like, I got $200 in my pocket plus $5 that the guy gave me. I'm going to go get a hotel room.
Take me to the Roosevelt Hotel.
Yeah. So he just hangs out in a hotel room, Home Alone style, for a little bit, and is like, I'll get some room service. Yeah. Cheeseburger.
Bring
fries,
me a burger.
Yeah. You filthy animal. But so he's about to take a shower, and who orders room service and then goes, I'm going to take a shower? Like, because
in the movies, everyone
apparently.
You figure it's going to take 20 minutes to get room service up.
Is this some kind of weird
take 20
thing?
minutes
Like
to get yourself up.
I'm just asking because like, does everyone like whatever whatever sex I happen to fancy is going to come in, and I'm going to just go out in the shower and be like, it'll be fucking boning time when they bring my food. Is this like some weird thing that's like in the back of people's heads?
He's supposed to be about 16 years old, right?
I don't know
They say
because
they
this
say
movie,
17.
This movie alternates between he's a whimsical kid and this kid fucks.
He's 17.
Yeah.
They say it several times.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
It's thematically it is never clear if he is just like a golly gee,
you know what?
spying is fun, or hey, Nicole Eggert,
When
let
I
me
was-
put my dick in you.
When I was 17, I probably would have pulled that exact move.
Well, no, I'm
Maybe.
I'm not saying this movie in
that
in-
exact move.
in
Because when you're
specifically.
17, you're like, man, something's got to work, right?
I'm saying movies in general. If everybody jumps in the shower the second they order room service, do they just assume the person bringing the room service is going to be like a willing sex participant?
Well,
I
here's-
think it's Occam's razor.
is it?
Which is which is they're going to shave up. No. I think it's a more simple
That's not
explanation,
Occam's
which is I just got to my hotel. I've ordered room service, and I've got time to take a shower because it's going to take 20 minutes for the room service to get here. I can shower in 19.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
the logic. But so
Yeah, and you have to wait half an hour before you can shower.
the assumption
after eating. It's
Right.
like the pool.
Yeah.
Right, so
there's
you want to
that.
get your shower out of the way. So,
Yeah,
you're-
so you don't
don't
want to
wanna
be
get
showering.
cramped.
It's too late.
Yeah.
you don't want a Charlie horse when you're
Yeah.
trying to.
But his assumption might have been right because so like as soon as he like the dude comes in and Corey Haim is just watching him in the room for a while and the dude like opens the thing and smells the burger and is just like, okay. So Corey Haim's like, oh hey man, thanks. And like I think you said the waiter dude like kind of leans in for like, hey, you want to make out?
See? It
Like
was going to work.
And Corey Haim was like, nah, high five. I mean, like that's
It
not
would've
actually
worked if
happening.
Corey had just been coming out of the shower.
That's what I'm saying.
It was probably his heroin dealer. He was just used to that.
yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Uh,
it's too soon.
Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, I believe it. No, it's not. It's probably not.
No, it's like 6 years. Or
Yeah.
So.
So he comically tries to eat this hamburger like 6 times, just
does.
double fisting this hamburger, like bringing it to mouth, and then is distracted by something.
He
It's like-
Trump waters the hamburger. He really does.
It's the
Trump waters the hamburger. I shouldn't understand that phrase. God damn it!
He does. He's just like, oh, hamburger. I've been on heroin for so long, I no longer know how food works.
Yeah, how make thing go mouth?
But yeah, the doorknob is rattling again, like it was when the room service guy was trying to
Yeah.
break in and burger him, and now someone's trying to break in and burgle.
Burgle him. Yes.
So
I like that you went that far for that. I
I
appreciate
mean,
that.
it was right there.
it just happened to me.
But eventually, it's Guy and Guy's driver, who is just this big muscle dude who likes to eat.
Also, by the way we were introduced to that dude was pretty great because we
Yeah.
didn't even know he was a part of this movie.
Yeah.
And Brigitte Nelson and Desert Eagle dude, I don't give a fuck what his name is, are sitting in the back of a limo, and they've gotten like
They've gone to Shitty Sonic.
well, yeah, they went to an actual like drive-in
Yeah.
style diner
Where
to which
Nicole Eggert
works with kind of setting up like why she might be on roller skates, but they,
that was her. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
But she brings
wasn't
food to
paying
the,
enough
and of course they're like, hey, like that kind of action to her.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they ordered 3 sets of food. So they're like, well, who's the other one for? And then they just cut to the driver dude, who's like, his first line in the movie is like, y'all should just kill him, and he's like, jump. It's just like
just immediate hamburger fist to face.
it's this great, like, you don't even know this dude's a part of this movie, and his first line is like, y'all should just kill him, and then just face full of burger. It's
Yeah.
like, hell, hey, who's that?
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of becomes a third,
He's a third
crony.
henchman.
Yeah.
And he busts the door down, and then so Corey Haim is hiding in this tiny hotel room.
He's hiding in the room service. Correct?
Yeah,
No, he's hiding under the bed.
Oh, first, yes.
Yeah.
yeah. And so they just kind of look around, and they're like, "Okay,
Yeah,
kid."
oh, he also broke off the shaving mirror off the
He did.
bathroom wall.
Yeah.
because
That
he
was
took that
how
with
he-
him. He took that under the bed with him.
Yes.
Yeah, that was how he spied on the guy, on
Yeah.
the waiter, who he was going to have sex with, but then he didn't.
Right.
Because he didn't get to shower quick enough.
That's true.
He wasn't ready. Yeah. So they're just like, "Hey, kid, give us the card. We know you're in here."
He pinches the dude's hands with the
Yeah, the guy, he's like, he's probably under this cart because this room is 40 square feet, so this is probably exactly where he is. So he just puts his hand under the cart, like, "I'm going to feel you, kid," and he puts his hand in the thing, and and that hurts
I don't
longer
even
than
know-
it should.
I don't even know what you call that, like the weird stretchy lattice thing that I've
the stretchy lattice.
stretchy lattice. You know what I'm talking. If you've seen a shaving mirror on one of those things on the wall,
Yeah. So he hurts that guy for a while, and then Corey Haim keeps trying to run past the other guy and keeps running into him and just bouncing off of him comically. Eventually, he blinds him with some mustard, and this causes him to go into like Metal Gear Solid confusion mode, where the guy just immediately turns on the other henchman in the room and starts beating him up.
It's because he can't see,
Yeah.
and he's grabbing for whatever feels.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
beats
Handy.
his
Chuck,
buddy unconscious.
do you not know how war works? Obviously, there's a reason why they call it mustard
Yeah,
gas.
you get mustard in your eye,
Yeah.
and you're gassed.
Yeah.
And
Right? Go
you're
on.
very tired, and so you grab.
Warmatician.
So you grab the gentleman nearest you and beat the tar out of him. It's a whole thing.
That does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
World War I. Look it up.
Yeah. But then he does throw Corey out the window.
he does. Yeah. And we're like, "Oh, this movie's over."
We all kind of cheered a little bit.
Oh yeah. It's like, "Hooray!" Oh, he
yeah,
hung
but
on.
he happened to have grabbed a curtain.
He did.
And hangs out for a while before climbing back in as the other guy is trying to revive the man that he bludgeoned into submission.
Hey man, I'm so sorry. Please
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah, he's dumping ice on him, and Brigitte
Yeah.
Nelson
Yeah.
walks up and basically just
Well-
kicks them both. And like, come on.
Well, Corey smacks him in the head with a lamp.
Oh, right,
And
yeah.
then
And then
runs
escapes.
away.
Yeah.
And then Brigitte
Oh,
Nielsen.
and he grabs back the card. The
Card
that they
and
stole.
their valet ticket.
Yes.
And he runs down the stairs as she's coming up the elevator. So she just kicks him and like, come on, you useless. And he steals their limo and drives away.
He does. And we get our second shot of him driving around through LA. I guess down Hollywood Boulevard, just like
looking at girls.
I love that everyone's like, hey! And it's like, nobody does that for the guy driving the limo.
Oh, of course they do.
No.
Especially when it's Corey
It's
Haim.
Corey
It's
Haim.
Awesome
Oh,
haircut.
Sure.
Have
Like,
you seen
oh,
any of these movies?
They're like, "Oh,
Every
Corey
woman
Haim's
lo-
driving a limo now."
It's like, I hope he has a license. It's a quick
Can you
fall
get your
from the top.
chauffeur's license at 17?
I wonder if you're lost, boy.
Good one.
Yeah.
But he falls asleep in this limo.
In a parking garage.
In a-
He dreams a little dream.
Yeah. And wakes up to the sound of someone rolling the last of the wheels of the limo off, and it's up on blocks, which is,
Not just taking the hubcaps, taking the whole
the whole
goddamn wheel.
Whole wheel. Yeah. Well, you can get money for the tire, too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
He wakes up and there's a video conference system in the car, so they're just like watching him like he's in that limo.
Yeah, they were watching him sleep, Twilight
Yeah.
style.
send the roller boys after him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send the hockey squad.
They really do. They're like, he may be a kid, but don't underestimate him. He's a pro. So yeah, while he was driving down Hollywood Boulevard, I only want to remark this because he drives by a theater that's showing Batman Returns, and I don't say what you will. We're not going to get in the Batman Returns argument.
It's a good movie.
Except for the fact that like they send out the villains from Batman and Robin, the neon colored hockey
Yeah.
team,
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
and he is accosted. Like he wakes up and it's just like, oh, good limo sleep, and then they just like
He
Well,
also finds 20 grand in
Yeah.
the
He-
rear deck.
yeah, he reaches behind him, finds a paper bag full of money.
because they'd been taking notes that they were going to go meet up with the guy that they needed a thumbprint from. A guy was going to sell his thumbprint to them for 20 grand. Go meet at the L.A. Zoo at the chimpanzee pen.
Yep.
And so he finds the 20 grand. The note just says Rinsler or whatever the fuck the guy's name is. Chimpanzee 2:00.
Yeah.
So he figures that out somehow.
I like that Wallace Shawn says Chip and Z like it's a restaurant or something in the zoo. Like, but whatever.
I'd eat there.
Yeah, sure.
But yes, these weird ass neon hockey dudes, they all have masks on too. So it's like they're just faceless thugs like surround him, and he's
Yeah.
just like, "Oh shit, I better run!" and dives off a parking garage onto a lady's car. And I will only comment on her because It is the worst fashion sense lady I've ever seen in my life.
No, she's the best. She has bedazzled animals on her jeans.
Was it? I thought they were leopard print, like skin tight things. Or were they? Was it bedazzling? I don't know.
I believe they were
Her
bedazzled.
jacket was
I think it was her
bedazzled.
jacket.
Her jacket
yeah,
was
it
a
was a
denim
bedazzled jacket, but
bedazzled.
she was wearing like leopard print pants and like some ironic T-shirt and a bedazzled jean jacket, and then gets into like a beat to fuck 1972 Plymouth or something like that.
Yeah, that car's already beat to fuck, and then
then
Corey
Corey
Haim
Haim
lands on it.
lands on it.
Yeah,
and
and-
TJ Hooker's.
Yeah.
She could, this is confusing to me because he lands on her hood, and she just keeps driving.
She keeps screaming, "Get off my
Get
car!"
off my car.
And
while
then is driving down
while
that
driving.
little spiral.
It's L.A. I bet people jump on on hoods of cars once every 6 minutes.
It's probably like they give you in the
Well,
pamphlet.
BJ,
They give you.
BJ can report back how often
Yeah.
people are jumping
Yeah,
on hoods.
please let us know.
I will be traveling to LA in July. For those who don't know,
I want you to see all the hot.
I'm going to see
scenes
all the
from
hot
00
scenes from
Kid.
the 00 Kid. I will take pictures and not waste any of my time doing that actually. But they probably give you a little pamphlet that says number 17. If someone jumps on your car, keep going.
Right.
Scream at them.
Because they
Scream.
Drive
they
faster.
bump you and then they mutilate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So she's trying to get out of the parking garage, screaming at Corey Haim, who is just hanging onto the windshield, just like, "Hey, lady!"
Yeah.
And
the hockey gang is still in hot pursuit
beating the fuck out of the car.
and continually losing members. Like someone will just eat it and they're just like, "Go on without me."
They're real bad at losing members. Members will just go whoops, and then they're like, "Oh, well, that guy ate it. He's gone." So,
They're fairly clumsy for roller boys.
well, the problem was, I think it was the only day that it rained in L.A. because either that or they made the mistake of wetting the pavement to make it to make the lighting better, but then didn't realize that people had to skate on it moments later because they're like skating through puddles, and it's just like
It seems like a stylistic choice for
It's-
them to beef as often as
Honestly,
they do.
they may have done that because they were using minimal amount of sound recording. And I don't know if you ever driven a car in a parking garage, but
Yeah.
it's
right. Maybe.
like that material that they make them out of would just be constant tire squealing.
But they're eating it, and eventually she gets out of the parking garage, and Corey Haim rolls off the hood into a shopping cart, being pushed by Nicole Eggert on roller skates.
Well, then he hops into the shop.
Yeah,
He
I was
literally
gonna
hops
say he
into it.
lands on the ground because he supposedly messes up his ankle and,
right.
and hobbles over to the cart and jumps in it and says, "You've got to help me. These guys are trying to get me, and I busted up my ankle."
Yeah.
So she
Go.
skates away, pushing him.
I do like in this scene after he crashes into Nicole Eggert, the other guys that have rollerbladed down this whole thing, they all come out and just slam into the wall across the street.
Because as we learn, if you're on rollerblades, you have no power to stop.
No.
That's true. That's why roller skates are better than blades.
I mean, he yoinks and gets into the shopping cart, and they just go by like it's like at warp speed somehow and crash into that fence like they all died.
Yeah.
Like there should have been cartoon cutouts of the
Yeah.
rollerbladers.
They all got pushed through the fence like
Yeah.
that guy in Final Destination.
Yes. So
So that happens, and then she's just skating him around, and it's a lot of like first person perspective from the point of the view of the cart.
that is where this being like a student film really this feels like we made a music video with our shopping cart because we don't have a steady cam. And it's just like, well, why don't we just put the camera in the cart and we can get the point of view of fucking nobody? Because Corey Haim is facing the other way,
Yes.
throwing limes and
Yeah, throwing
shit.
all of her food, all of her hard-earned food at these people.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, to prove that she shouldn't be, shopping or whatever on her own, because she apparently bought, I think, limes, oranges, and a super soaker.
and Doritos.
And Doritos, yes.
Yeah.
But, like, he's throwing all the produce at them, which takes out a few.
Yeah, what are you going to fill the super soaker with now? Piss? I mean, come on.
Something flammable, because then they get away long enough to hide behind a dumpster. Like, they've ditched the shopping cart, and now they're just, like, hiding behind a dumpster.
Well, they're in like a hobo house.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, fine. They're behind some garbage.
Because they
pile.
are
We
behind
call
a
those hobotels, sir.
Because yeah, they're behind a dumpster, but there's a mattress and other
It's a hobo hojo.
accoutrement. So,
Yeah.
God.
Yes, but they're sitting
Also,
there.
plenty of flammable.
And all right, so here's what's really stupid. Like, there's plenty of stupid in this movie. This there's a sequence of dumb that happens in a row here that I had to notice. Corey Haim grabs the super soaker as they're abandoning the cart and going on foot.
Which, before we go any further with that, was this something that she carries with her all the time, or did she just buy it at the grocery store?
I think the implication was that she just bought it, except that
It was 1992. Those had to be like pretty new, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all...
That was one of the good ones with the big reservoir
yeah,
thing.
I think we all established that we had that exact same
Sure,
one
yeah.
that's in the movie.
This is Super Soaker 50.
Sure. All right.
Trust me.
Did you go to the internet?
Yeah.
Nope.
Water firearm database.
Nope. I
Internet
just know.
water arm database.
Is that just...
Oh, the water arms. The water wiggle, yeah.
Right.
But he grabs the super soaker, like abandons everything else, and is like, "Come on, let's go!" and is now dragging her by the arm. One hucky dude, before the others show up, accosts him, and they fight, and he knocks this dude out somehow with her help. Then he has his stick in his hand, throws down the hockey stick, and picks back up the super soaker.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that is not a better weapon.
Like he was going to super soak them hoes.
He was not. But he goes and hides in the hobo hotel, and there just happens to be some flammable liquids right there.
Yeah, several, in
One
fact.
of them is in a canister that looks suspiciously like the reservoir of a super soaker.
Yeah.
To which I thought he was going to just take off the yellow reservoir on there and put on the flammable liquid and obviously create the flamethrower that he's about to do. But no, he somehow misuses the super soaker by like pulling out the...
He uses it like a syringe.
Yeah, well, you know, like now they have the super soakers you're supposed to have in a pool, which are this. You just, you know, and
That's not a super soaker.
well, whatever. Yeah, water
That's
gun.
just a soaker.
Sure, it's not so super.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking. But he like pulls it up and like yes, syringes in the flammable liquid, which is not how they work at all.
Nope.
And then turns it into flamethrower, like blasts it in their
clip,
general
not a
direction.
magazine.
Yes.
For 3 seconds, he uses it as a flamethrower,
And then-
knocks one guy down, and then just throws the super soaker at them.
And then they're just like, well, we give up, and they run away.
You got us.
And then they just like they apparently go shopping because like the love theme from 00 Kid kicks in, and now they're just like holding hands, and she threatens to steal his money for a second. Like, what is this money? Why do you have this money? Because he was just going to give her $300. Like, real sorry about your clothes.
He was okay. So he was a decent human being at the end of this, which was surprising to me in a movie where everyone's just being a shit.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "I'm really sorry. Here's $300.
Yeah,
I
she's
gotta
like,
go."
what about my dress? And he's like, oh, and your groceries. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah,
Here.
he's like genuinely apologetic, and then is like, "I gotta go." And then she's like, "What's in the bag? Give me the bag. What? Give me that. You know, that's not your money. You stole that money. Give me half." And he's like, "Half." And this is when he switches on, like, "I'm gonna bone you. We're gonna bone." Fish bone.
But they just become best friends or / lovers because the love theme from 00 Kid kicks in.
Yeah, they even have the all the time in the world montage happening.
Yeah.
And then they have changed clothes. He's fuck me. He is dressed up. I'm going to start with her. She dresses up. She goes full Blossom.
Yep. Perfectly
there is no way to.
Yep.
She even has the Blossom hat with
Hat
the
with
flower on
flower,
it.
yeah.
And then the short skirt but with bike pants on underneath it. And then he has gone full. I'll say Color Me Bad, but if you need a more modern reference, it's the Dick in the Box guys.
Yep.
I mean, they
Yep.
stole that look from this kind of era.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes full Color Me Bad. In,
Yeah, it's
this
like-
purple
it's
and
like-
green suit shit.
Yep.
Like,
Purple jacket, like orange dress shirt.
Bright blue pants.
Yeah.
yep. And they are just now they're at the zoo and they're
Kadeem
gonna
Hardison sunglasses.
and like this montage is just like continued on like until suddenly they're in new clothes. They're at the zoo and they're just like, hey, giraffes, and whoa, look at that shit over there.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, hey, we're at the chimps, and who are we supposed to meet? I don't know. Like, I'm just looking for somebody suspicious. And they just find a guy who looks like Ted from accounting.
Yeah.
And
They're
they're
like, that fucking
oh,
guy
that
looks suspicious.
And then his daughter runs up and jumps in his arms and is like, well, I guess it wasn't him.
Yeah. So they go sit on a bench and like, what do we do now? I don't know. And then a dead guy falls in their lap. And
Well,
they're
there's a guy just slumped over, which they were like, let's go sit next to this drunk guy or dead. And then it's the guy, he's dead, and they're like, oh god. And somehow they also noticed that they'd cut off his thumb.
Yeah.
I don't know how Nicole
they mention
Eggert.
it later. The movie doesn't bother
Yeah,
to
they
show us.
don't
It
bother
showed
to
us.
show it.
It showed it.
Also, like,
Uh-huh.
being that he hasn't even fully explained who he is, why the fuck didn't she scream her goddamn head off at a dead body?
Because he has a bag full of money,
Oh,
and she wants
sure.
half of it.
Okay.
Also, they're in love.
She's seen some shit at that drive-in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway,
She
so
was
like,
there for January, so yeah.
But But yeah, what the fuck happens after this? Like,
the bad
oh,
guys.
that's right. They show well the his middle management dude from the CIA has shown up and be like, "What are you doing here?" And they're like, "Dead guy in the thing," and he's like, "What? This is real?" Like he didn't believe him at first. He thought he was just fucking with him about nuns and priests and stuff
Like, use
chasing
your
him.
fax pen to tell us about nuns and shit.
And he's like, "Oh my god, this is real. Okay, follow me." To which the bad guys have shown up, and he, for some reason, instead of just being like, "I'm CIA, you're under arrest," he's just like, "I'm zoo security." And I'm just...
Seamus McGillicuddy is the name he gives of zoo security. Where I was just like, "Fucking hell, like, no."
Although,
Are you trying to say his name couldn't be Seamus McGillicuddy?
Yeah, I'm saying that's a shit name to tell someone.
Wow.
although
There goes our Irish listenership. They've all just shut off.
Our
Like,
one
I know
Irish
5
listener.
Irish Seamus McGillicuddies.
Although I think this is a pretty solid ruse, because if they're just some people yucking it up at the zoo, then they'll straighten out.
Right.
If they're actual bad guys, then he'll figure it out without giving up the fact that he is CIA, and he's also supposed to be keeping it quiet, and he's outnumbered, and they have guns and are more tough than him. So
But he just lets them both run off. He lets
Well,
the kids run off.
I'm gonna be honest. I was confused for the first 10 seconds of the scene because I thought all three of them were talking like,
I thought he was in on the scheme.
yeah, like the first like 5 seconds of their conversation made it seem like they were all like, where'd they go? And then like all of a sudden that guy pretends to be the zoo detective, you know. So that was weird. But yeah, there's a chase through the alligator pen, which
with a hungry hippo ass alligator,
Yeah. One dude gets bit.
he
yeah,
does.
the bodyguard guy gets just chomped on, and to which he just kind of punches the top of the head of this fake alligator.
Yeah, he
and
breaks
gets away
the
from
hinge
it
and gets away.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Are you trying to say you've never done that in the wild here, Chuck? You've never gotten bit by an alligator, punched it in the head, and just run away perfectly fine?
Not lately.
It happened to me 3 times last summer.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I don't even know where you guys have been. This is Florida.
I obey the signs that say "Don't go near the water."
Yeah.
Alligators.
I know. All I have to do is punch an alligator in the goddamn head, and he'll let me go.
Yeah, just like punching a shark in the nose. Right. You punch an alligator in the top of the head, he's just like,
Simple.
"Oh, I got to open up."
Yeah.
Yeah,
So sorry.
it's in the rules.
Yeah. Alligators know.
That's
You
why
know-
dogs get eaten, because they don't.
They can't
don't.
punch.
Yeah,
they
they
don't know how to.
They got no
rule.
fucking
They
dukes.
got
They got no fucking dukes.
They don't know the rules, and they can't punch.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
'cause they
alligator
can't read.
clips are based on this principle. You punch the top, and they just open right up.
They're alligator magazines.
Sorry, I apologize.
Well played, sir.
Yeah.
Well played.
I've got type on my face.
Oh man. So,
So-
yeah, they get away.
They run out of the alligator pit,
Yes.
and there's a limo, and a guy gets out of the limo and says, "CIA, get over here." And
Yeah,
they're
he
like,
goes,
"Oh
"Yeah,
yeah,
let's get in."
sweet, okay, we got
He
this."
doesn't even say that. He's just like, "Come on, in here."
And they're
He
like,
literally-
"Okay, yeah, let's get in there."
Jump in the back of the limo.
And they jump in the back of the limo, never question who's driving it or where they're going. They just start making out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, dun dun dun, it's Brigitte Nielsen driving, and she dart guns them each in the neck.
And they get dragged back to Wallachon's evil lair.
Right.
And put into, Arcade's murder world. Because,
Yep.
yeah. They
Yeah.
put him in there, and it's like, Corey Haim, you have to play the mummy's...
Tutankhamen's-
Tomb Doom.
Doom Doom.
Doom
Doom
Doom. And Nicole Egger, we're going to just put you in a cage.
You
and
girls can't play games.
Yeah.
You just have to sit in the jail cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, he's strapped into a chair with a joystick thing,
Remote, like
With a radio control
model
remote.
airplane
Yeah,
remote
yeah.
control.
but he's playing the video game, and like there's
Ridic.
it's an interactive VCR game again because
Carl the Mummy is wandering through the Doom Tomb, and
you
he
have
has
to
to
guide Carl the
it's,
Mummy.
it's Karloff the Mummy.
Yes.
But yes, he's watching that, and then like he starts to realize because the mummy encounters a room with swinging axes that he has to cross through, and then Corey Haim's like, "Oh shit, there's swinging axes in front of me. I bet if the mummy dies, I die." So then there's like bed of spikes is coming down, and I guess he solves it because the mummy rolls out of the way and then gives a mummy thumbs up.
Mums up.
Yeah, mums up. Sorry. Yeah. And then he's just like, and then Wallachon gets on. He's like, "You beat my game? Impossible."
Well, yeah, what happens is they go, "Oh, well, you've unlocked the tomb, but decades or generations of putrefaction have created a deadly gas
toxic gas.
that starts
Enjoy.
leaking out of his chair."
Which at first you're like, okay, he's gonna hold his breath, and then he just doesn't.
yeah,
Well, the implication is that he holds his breath because Nicole Eggert in this kid's movie is about to get raped by the
She
dude.
is, yes.
yeah.
That's where it's going, and then she's just.
But luckily, there's a shovel in her jail cell.
Yeah, well, you know,
Yes.
just the Shawshank hadn't come out yet, so people didn't know.
Oh,
You could
right,
actually,
yeah,
like,
they were-
dig your way to freedom from a jail.
So she clocks that dude with a shovel.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
she shovels him in the face.
Yeah. And then goes and unplugs the video game and lets Corey Haim out, which none of the toxic fumes bother her in the least.
Of course not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
she unplugged it and was very much like, "Hey, look, I unplugged it."
Yeah, I won
and
your
then,
video
and then,
game.
you know, as soon as the fumes stop coming out,
Yeah.
it's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wallace Shawn and Brigitte Nielsen have been giving their whole like presentation
Yeah.
to the consortium
Two
guys
dudes
who
from
are there.
two reps from the consortium
Yeah.
have shown up to show us your virus. Let's see. And he does like, all right, check out this simulation of what's going to happen. And so he types a bunch of shit, and there's a computer wireframe model of a plane, and the words "virus attack simulation" come up on screen, and the wireframe of the plane just gets all bendy and then disappears from the screen. And he's like, "Easy as pie," and it's like, the fuck? You didn't do anything. That's bullshit. You just
Well,
did some
those guys don't know
wireframe
that.
animation, and they're all just like, "Oh yeah, very good, nice." We appreciate.
This is
So
1992.
good.
Nobody had any idea how to compute.
I will tell you, as somebody who works in IT, that is my job in a nutshell.
Simulating viruses.
Yeah, no, just like wireframe planes, and then like people are like, "Yeah, your shit's fixed," and they're just like, "Well, yeah,
Yeah. Champagne. Let's do this. Yeah, because they have like a hacking bunker with a couch in it for guests. So they're just entertaining guests on the couch while they sit there. We haven't even mentioned the other fucking Joker hacker guy with his black gloves and his
the
purple and
other
green.
member of Color Me Bad is
Yeah.
part of his
Yeah.
hacker squad.
And he's got the facial hair to match.
And he's wearing like black surgical gloves, like
Yep.
skin tight black gloves.
Oh, man.
when he's doing his hacking.
It's some intense hacking.
Yeah. So anyway, they're gonna hack the plane and make it crash over the Bermuda
Hack-
Triangle.
I think they're going to make it
Plane
crash and burn.
Oh, okay. Cool. So they're about to do it, and then Corey Haim has figured out that there's a chessboard in the dumb arcade, and he somehow deduces that's connected to everything. So he's like, I'm going to play chess.
Yeah, he's like, if I start playing chess, he's got to interact, and if I beat him, then I get control of the virus, and I can infect their systems or something.
Sure.
Or
It doesn't
something.
really make sense because he also gets a check move in like 3 moves.
He has the queen captured after 2 moves.
And everyone's yelling out like, "Knight to King
Yeah.
4!" And, like, everyone's like, "I got this. I've been waiting for my moment."
The
with chess."
consortium does nothing but play chess.
Let me tell you, it's riveting.
It is.
It's
Hearing
so
people
good.
yell out
Yeah,
chess moves. It's the most intense a movie can get.
it's real good.
But yes,
this
he-
somehow
he-
transfers.
He wins chess and
Well-
he gets the virus.
The way so Wallace Shawn has to carry all of this by explaining everything that's happening, and what he explains is that with every move, they're transmitting the virus back and forth. So, like, now they don't have the virus. Now Corey Haim has the virus, and now Corey Haim does his move, and the virus goes back to Wallace Shawn.
But it only lasts like 2 moves.
Yeah, it's
That
over
whole
quick.
thing.
Yeah.
He explains all of this for like 2 chess moves.
Yeah, because then they're like, "Shut it down. The virus is in here."
We didn't even mention.
It's like the shingles virus.
Yeah.
Yes, it's already inside.
They escaped out of there and had to duck back into the murder world room because they actually went and fucked with their primary satellite dish, to which they were just like, "They're messing with our satellite dish. Engage the backup satellite dish." So
Right.
like this little, like, I love that he painted it with like a
Bullseye.
a bullseye on it. But
like, well, someone's gonna shoot that.
so like every time the consortium guys are just continually like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And he's just like, calm down, shut up." He's a very bad salesman.
Yeah.
He tell his customers to shut up. They're like,
Shut
We
up,
got
shut
this. Shut up.
Cut the shit.
But anyway, the final straw is yes, the chess match, which eventually redirects the virus into their computers and shuts the whole thing down, so they can't do the hacking.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this virus just does whatever.
It
Yeah.
just destroys wherever it goes.
Just whatever it touches, it viruses it.
Yeah.
But
Now you have it.
This is
Meanwhile-
when the
Yeah.
CIA dudes bust in like the end of Beverly Hills Cop. They're all
Yeah.
just like at this mansion, like being very bad at shooting out, and just except that they like stand up and like, "Oh, there's a guy shooting at us," blam, and
Yeah.
just they take out all the bad guys.
There's one guy on a balcony, and it's just like, hey, we've had 0 stunts in this movie.
Right.
Let's shoot this guy off a balcony. And he falls 2 stories.
but
stunt.
a helicopter shows up to basically they're like, "Oh well, let's get the fuck out of here."
It's parked there. It's
Yeah.
just his helicopter.
And so I love this. Like the 2 consortium dudes, Brigitte Nelson and Wallace Shawn are all going to get this helicopter, and I guess it's only a 2-person helicopter. So Wallace Shawn...
No, he doesn't have room for his giant suitcase
Oh,
of
is that what
money.
it is? Okay.
Right.
Because his suitcase is twice as big as Wallace Shawn. It has $6 million in it, and they're
Right.
just like...
In 20s.
Yeah.
So it's huge. Yeah.
Right. So,
So, like, he literally walks up to it and, like, opens up the door and kind of realizes there's not going to be room for his money and everything else. And he's like, oh, my God, there's a bomb on the helicopter. And all the guys, like, dive off to the side. He throws the money on, jumps in with Brigitte Nelson, and slams the doors and starts to take off
he
immediately.
basically just turns around and goes, hee hee hee, and gets back in.
That's the third best thing in this movie.
Yeah. And like, it just has this look like, I can't believe that worked.
Yeah.
You know, never trust a Sicilian.
And they're just...
when death is on the line.
They're just on the ground with their arms over their heads forever, and then they're just like, hey.
one dude
Guy-
jumps on the skids because that's what you do when a helicopter's taking off. And
Yeah,
that
guy Hitman
never,
is like-
never works.
No. And it doesn't. He loses his grip and falls to his death. To which the two consortium guys are like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, because then
It-
they get
it-
surrounded.
It works until you fall or they land the thing
Yeah.
Right.
and crush you.
But the consortium guys
Otherwise,
are just...
it works.
Yeah, but they're standing on the helicopter just like cursing it, just like, get down here, yeah, you know, shaking their fist at it.
CIA shows up and just like, and I love it, they're like, freeze, and they're like, for a second, they're like, run, no, don't run. Okay,
All right, all right,
I
you
guess
got
you
us.
got us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to point out that from the point that Corey Haim has done whatever the chess match bullshit is till the end of the movie, he does fucking nothing.
Correct.
He just sits in the room with Nicole Eggert and they make out. Because they're starting to make out
You know-
when his handler comes into the room and at first is just like, oh fuck, two teens making out. I gotta see this. And then like has a realization like, oh god, no, what is wrong with me? Who am I? But still like kind of watches it for a little
Well,
while
he's
before.
trying to communicate with him. He's trying to say,
Not at first he's not.
well, first he's like, he's wandering around the house just going, Lance?
yeah.
Lance? Like, there's a good 5 minutes of like him just going, Lance?
Lance?
Lance, are you in here? And then,
Yeah.
yes, he finds the video room, is watching them make out, and then is like, oh, maybe if I flip some switches, I can turn on the intercom. And somehow in flipping the switches, he redirects the virus to the helicopter.
It calls the helicopter on the phone.
It does.
Yeah, and it says the screen flashes transfer virus to
Yeah.
helicopter.
So
Hello?
Wallace Shawn answers the phone and is just like, "Yellow, yellow, is anyone there? Go ahead, caller." And then just the helicopter just starts freaking out, and he's just like, "Oh God, the virus is here!" And
They both flip the fuck out, and
well, I just love.
I appreciated this more than anything else in this movie. Is Brigitte Nielsen just selling the fact that they are going to die? She's like, "Oh no, fuck!" Helicopter.
Yeah. Well, she's
God damn it.
believable. Wallace Shawn is just like, I can't believe I have to do this. But like,
It just starts flipping switches.
his solution is just flip every switch and knob in the helicopter, and maybe that will work. And of course, none of it does. But so it's intercut with this CG model of a helicopter, which is at first was over the chessboard. And because the way we know the virus was redirected was that the king character on the chessboard got fat. So then the virus transfers to the helicopter, and now it's just CG helicopter. Like, who programmed this? I don't know, or why. But you never see the helicopter crash. You just
Nope.
see the CG model crash.
That's right.
So they're killed off camera, basically.
Yep.
Or maybe they didn't show it so they could come back for the sequel.
Right.
Doubtful.
The triple O kid.
Yeah, but then like the dude watches Corey Haim and Nicole Eggert walk out of the mansion on video camera,
And then the chess pieces, like, do the same thing.
yeah,
And then it's like, it's over.
yeah, it's a weird ending that
The
bulk of the activity happens and Corey Haim has nothing to do with it.
I mean, he made the right choice on what to do, though.
Make out with Nicole Eggert.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to give him credit for that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
When you have maybe dying or making out with Nicole Eggert.
I'll have cake, please.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine the end of a Bond film where it's just Judi Dench doing all the things.
That sounds amazing. Well,
Yeah.
not going to happen in the Bond movies anymore.
Yeah.
Ray Fiennes now, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. We didn't mention the Bond theme played on a Casio keyboard, but on the X-Files setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, like imagine that. You know, the X-Files theme song? Imagine that playing the Bond theme,
Yeah.
but cheaper sounding.
Double Snow 7.
You will hear that. Thank you. You will hear that through the entire movie.
Yeah.
often.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Also,
it does.
there are songs, but none are Star Groves,
I don't know.
And they suck anyway.
and they suck. Anyway.
What are you going to argue for a Stargrove?
No.
No.
Absolutely.
Oh,
not.
well, for just a second you're like, what? But
I was gonna argue that Above and Beyond the Call of Love for the closing song is okay. Not a Stargrove, but it's not as shitty as Welcome to the West Coast or whatever the fuck the song is.
that song and the love theme from Double O Kid were better than that song. The only thing going for that song is how cheesy the Above and Beyond the Call of Love is.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's
like
What
it's-
is what is Above and Beyond the Call of Love?
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Chuck's idea of a good song is the stupid
Is a bad song.
Is like my worst pun turned into a power ballad.
when they sang the title of the song, it made me laugh.
Of
and
course.
then late in the song when they hit the key change, I'm just like, yeah, man, fucking go for it. This is great. You whoever you are, Gene Hunter or whatever the guy's name was who was singing that song.
Gene Hunter.
You're serving 25 to life in
Yeah.
the jail of love. That would be a song that Chuck would be like, that song's pretty good.
Your Honor, he clearly went above and beyond the call of love. Lock this man up.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
yeah.
This
that's
movie's
the movie.
over. It's over.
Man, 3 bags.
I got that right out of the way.
This is no Never Too Young to Die. That's for goddamn sure.
You are correct, sir.
This movie sucks. Sorry. Nicole Eggert is really nice to look at, though.
Yes.
Otherwise, this movie sucks.
So is Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah, she is.
She's smoking hot in this.
Yeah.
This was
And
at
they
the
give
tail
her-
end of, like, she looks okay. Like, something's going to happen to her shortly after this where it's just like, ma'am, what have you done? But,
Yeah, her hair's right.
yeah.
And they give her really good outfits, and she just
Yeah.
She's still in Rocky
She-
4 mode. I mean, she...
and does not have much else to do in this movie other than just kind of look nice and say a couple lines here and there and strut into scenes like she owns them. And she does an excellent job of all those things.
And I will say this. Corey Haim isn't as insufferable
No.
as he has been in the past.
He's dialed way down.
Yeah, he is very tolerable in this movie.
But
Someone
he-
figured out how to tame him.
He's also...
Tame the
Corey
Haim.
Tame.
Yeah, Corey Tame.
He's almost like a supporting character, though.
Yeah,
He
It
is.
feels
not
like the
in this
movie's
very
just
much.
happening, and he will be there on occasion.
It feels like everybody is a supporting character
Yeah.
in this movie. There's no real star.
Maybe...
Wallace Shawn carries his scenes because like
Yeah.
He does.
He's explaining half the movie by the end of it.
Right.
For sure, but he's not the star.
Yeah.
Corey Haim's not the star. Nicole Eggert isn't the star. John Rhys Davies lasts 3.5 minutes.
Right.
Um,
Maybe
Yeah.
Seth Green, who is credited but nowhere to be
Right.
found in this film,
in the alternate cut, Seth Green is the star of this movie.
was like the actual kid spy who was actually doing all the right
yeah,
things.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, I'm somewhere between 2 and 3 bags. Get back to me later.
Okay, well I'll go ahead and give it 3 bags.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
It's not the worst, but man, it's dull. It's dull and sloppy,
Yeah.
and that makes me mad.
One of the worst sins a movie can commit.
Yeah.
Being dull.
Yeah, like it was 20 minutes where no one in the room, no one in the theater had made a sound, and I was just like, "Fuck me, man! What?
What have we done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it gets better once Corey Haim
Yeah.
stops monologuing and
Oh, and once he starts wearing the outfits.
yeah,
Because they,
yeah.
Because there's a point where Nicole Eggert, when they walk into the zoo, and she's like, "Who are we looking for?" And one of us is like, "The rest of Color Me Bad." And they were like, "Okay, so now we're
Somebody
back
who
on
stands
track
out.
here."
Yeah. And it's hilarious as they're running through the house at the end trying to hide, wearing a fucking rainbow on their, just like
Yeah.
there's nothing you can hide behind. You're not blending into shit.
Yeah,
So-
you're visible from space,
yeah.
sir.
Yes, exactly.
I'm only going to give it a single bag. I don't find this movie that bad. I'm not going to recommend it, but I will be honest and say a lot of people my age, it was pretty much either Nicole Eggert or Alyssa Milano is like who you grew up with a childhood crush. Mine was Nicole Eggert 100% of the way. So this is in that sweet spot of like, hey, you still are like, hot in the way you're supposed to be until you went like Baywatch plastic surgery, like.
Not in the way you're supposed
No, I mean,
to.
I'm not a fan of digitally enhancing,
I understand.
and so like, when she became like, I got to be Baywatch, like people were chasing that Pamela Anderson bullshit look,
Yeah.
and it's like, this is when she was like pretty naturally, and so like a lot of that may stem from that. I do find a lot of things really annoying because it's like it's stupid. You know, it's just wrong. Like when it wouldn't take very long to do the right thing. You know, like there's a couple of things like that I'm not usually the person that I like latch onto and like this movie's bad because of that. But like there were annoying things where it's like that's just no like people acting like they shouldn't act. Like the lady who's like, get off my car, except I'm going to go faster and faster,
Yeah.
making it impossible for you to get off my car.
Yeah.
You know, like just people acting not like humans or as weird, insane, like, you know, Savage Steve Holland family who's just like, I will get you.
Right, yeah.
Have dinner, breakfast with us. You know, like this is like $2. It's like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know, so like, there's a lot of bad in it, but it's strangely kind of watchable. And like I said, Wallace Shawn getting to be a bad guy is fun to me. Like, I mean, he's just, you know,
It's never not fun.
yeah, it's never not fun. There's enough like little things for me to like in this, and yeah, Corey Haim being much tamer. I mean, all jokes aside, this was like he entered the heroin phase of his career. It was like, I'm mellow now, you know, instead of cocaine Haim.
Right.
But I don't know. It's strangely almost watchable to me, but it's not good, and I'm not recommending it.
Okay.
I think I'll give it 2 bags. Its biggest sin is that it's boring, and that's one of the biggest sins you can commit. But it's not boring and really bad.
No.
It's just
I mean, you don't want to
not
throw
much.
anything at the screen. It's not
No.
like just, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
There's, you know.
like you said, it was silent for for a 20-minute stretch, and that's fairly rare for us.
Yeah.
So there's just nothing that really stands out that's good enough to buoy it up.
Yeah.
But there's also nothing that's really bad enough to drop it much below 2 bags.
I
it would
just-
be a solid 2 for me.
I feel like
It's also cheaply made, super
Oh, yeah.
cheap.
Yeah. But it's like this movie wants to have like this James Bond Jr. vibe to it, but he's just an accidental participant in all this. He's
Right.
not like suddenly like I'm going to be cool. It's just oh shit, I got dragged into this, but I also have 20 grand, so I'm going to go shopping.
Sure.
And then I'm not going to have anything to do with the finale. It's like that's not really Bond-esque. That's just this housewife got involved in this spy caper, and now she's slightly capable.
right.
That's kind of what this is.
And they did like the very. If they had put some thought into setting up the fact that like he wants to be a spy, he's just never given a chance, or you
Yeah.
know, they think that because he's a kid he can't be a spy.
it's just none of
If
that.
they'd given some thought to that and done some proper setup, then yeah, some of that could have paid off, and I think they could have done a lot more with that character in the service of paying it off. But they didn't, and it just the whole premise falls flat. 2 bags.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Smoky.
Step on spider.
So, anybody have anything for that second half?
Yep. I got 2 movies.
Hell yeah.
I have no movies.
Okay. Well, good. Let's make it the shortest second half ever.
Okay.
Let's make it the longest second half ever.
Then I will be heading home for the second. What?
Red Dead. So I got to talk about Dead and Red.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get right into it. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say let's just do this.
All right.
Let's fucking do this.
I was gonna bing Nicole Eggert over here while you're talking.
All right.
Wish I could bang Nicole Eggert.
Good luck, Godspeed. All right, welcome back.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
It's second half.
Second half.
This is the second half.
The
It is.
happier half.
It is.
Hooray!
The other half.
So I got a couple of movies to talk about.
Well, please
All
do.
right.
One is brand new to theater, and one is brand new to home video.
Oh, the home video.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start with the theater one because it's brand new.
Okay.
One saw Deadpool 2.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a hit movie.
I've heard of
It
that.
is.
I have heard people have seen that.
That movie's bigger than the Avengers, they say.
What? No.
Deadpool says that.
Oh, okay. I will say I liked it. To me, it's not the first movie, and it's weird because going into the movie, I was reading a lot of people, and I don't know who these people are. They're weird. Who were like, I didn't like the first movie at all. I like the second movie. I don't get that. Because it's just a continuation. Like there's a little bit of sequelitis to it. A couple things I think pay off really nicely and subtly from the first one, but I mean, to me, it's just it's sin. It's just that it's too sequely. It's too much like we got to go bigger here. We got to bring this back. We got to do this thing again. There's just there's a little bit too much by the book sequelness to it. I'm not saying I didn't like it. It's just I feel like the first one was the first rated R superhero movie. Not the first rated R superhero movie, obviously, but like the first one that was like hit big and didn't pull any punches. It wasn't like we're going rated R, but we're still pulling punches. This was just like we're going hard R and we don't give a fuck.
Right.
And I know a lot of people complain that the first one feels like a proof of concept thing. I don't feel that way. Like I don't feel like it's.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I don't get that. Like I mean I know like if people are like, oh, there's not enough characters in it. That's what brings X-Men movies down. Is when they like we have to have 50 X-Men and we're going to tell a story with each of them. And it's like great, like focusing on one or two or three characters is the way to go.
Yeah.
But I did like it. I mean, Domino is fucking cool as shit. I mean, like that's a character that shouldn't work as well in the movie as it does because, they keep pointing out the power is kind of fucking dumb. Like, I mean, it is. It's just not something you can like draw or make in a movie very well. It was just like it was that late 90s of like I don't know what else we got. What other powers can people have? Luck? All right, cool. We'll make it. It's just like
they basically stole Longshot's power for her.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I mean, it's just like there's a lot of things about it that just don't work well, and sorry for her character, and for it to be like to turn out as well as it did, I think is great. I think she easily gets the best scenes in the movie. Cable's better than I thought he was going to be. Like, I mean, the early preview type stuff, I was like, oh, I don't know what you're doing with this, and I'm not sure I'm going to like it. But by the end, it's like it's so much better than I thought it was going to be. Kind of like Thanos. I mean, same actor. I mean, it was just like the way they're presenting Thanos in the trailers. It was like, oh, this doesn't seem like it's going to be anything but a weird CG dude with ball chin. And then it's like you see Infinity War. It's like, oh no, there's way more going on with this guy, and there's way more going on with Cable. That it's much better than the movie. Yeah, I don't know.
How would so we kind of talked about the possibility of this. Did you notice anything that was in a trailer that was maybe dubbed for the trailer that wasn't actually a line of dialogue in the movie?
Yes. I mean, not necessarily like not so much like the first one where they inserted the Jared line last second. Where it was like, that was fresh news.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything quite like that where it was like, oh, we got to cash in on the most current thing. There were just some lines that were slightly different.
Okay.
But yeah, one major one I noticed was more spread out. Like it was like "buh" in the trailer, and it was like he says part of it one time and the rest of it later. So yeah, that was the biggest one. But,
Gotcha.
just like like cutting a song like they do, where it's like that part of the song doesn't come after this part.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, overall I liked it. I didn't love it. I mean, I certainly don't think it's better than the first one. It definitely has more going on, but I think it's little subtle jokes and little. I mean, you almost want to call them cameos or people you're not expecting to show up type of thing are better, you know. And I will agree, as everyone that said it, it's one of the best post or mid credit sequence things ever. It's so good. But,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm having a hard time avoiding the spoilers on that one
I
because
know,
people
I'm
won't
just-
shut the fuck
I
up
know.
about it.
I'm intentionally being as vague as humanly possible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I will agree with that assessment that it's one of the best mid or post credit things ever. And it's just mid. There's nothing after the credits, so don't bother staying.
Yeah, fuck those names.
So he doesn't come out of the shower and tell you to.
No, they don't do another Ferris Bueller ending.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's good. It's just I still think the first one, just because of originality, is better. I will say one of the credits, because they do the same kind of opening credit thing from the first one. The directing credit is that's a really solid joke. Whoever wrote it. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Anyway, Yeah, I guess that's all I can really say without being more spoilery about Deadpool
right.
2. I do recommend it. Do go see it, especially. I mean, I don't know who these people said they didn't like the first one and they're loving the second one. That's weird as shit. Like, first off, do you not like the first one because everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's so good," and then you're just like, "That I didn't like it because everyone else said they didn't like it." If if you're that guy, fine. Yes, everyone will a little ape shit about the movie. That's because it's good. However, if you didn't like it, I don't understand why you would like the second one. That's weird. It's more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anywho, second movie I saw fresh to home video is I saw Red Sparrow. The Black Widow movie that jumped the gun, basically. I want to say it's more than that, but I really feel like that's what they were like. They're talking about making a Black Widow movie. What if we make one first? Because there's so much about it that feels like that's exactly what they did. I heard a lot of things about that movie going into it that I question. Like I heard a lot of people say like it was very much like this exploitative thing. I thought Atomic Blonde felt more like an exploitation movie than this one did. Like this one is like a hard spy movie. Like there is hard shit to sit through in both violence and sexuality wise. That it's like it's a movie that is at times designed to make you uncomfortable. I don't think it doesn't feel like an exploitation movie. Like I mean, I felt like the scenes in Atomic Blonde where it's like, oh yeah, put her in the bathtub with some ice, like, that felt more exploitative. That felt more gross than I felt like what they were doing in this movie. Where, I mean, there are movies in this where like, I'm trying to think of how much to say without revealing anything, but basically, like I said, if I tell you it's a Black Widow movie, that's almost spoiling if you know anything about the character. But like, she's a Russian ballerina who gets hurt and then gets recruited to be a spy, basically, and they send her less to like a learn how to be a badass spy, murder people with all kinds of ways school, and into a way of like, hey, you're hot, here's how to seduce people to get them to do what you want kind of school.
Okay.
So
that kind of gross.
Yeah. So I mean, like, there's weird scenes where it's just like, all right, get up in front of the class and do this terrible thing, kind of deal. So like, but it works because to me, the character never agrees or gives into it, and that feels sort of more empowering than the just like, hey, hot lady's naked in the tub covered in ice because she was fighting. You know what I mean? Like those scenes in Atomic Blonde feel to me more exploitative than this, where it feels like, in a weird sort of way, I feel like this movie was Jennifer Lawrence saying like, yeah, look, I'm going to be naked in a movie and take the power back from the whole like leaked photos bullshit, and I'm going to do it on my own terms, and I'm going to make it about like reversing the role, like, I'm using the power against the other person. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's the feeling that I got out of the movie.
That makes sense.
It's like I'm going to do nudity on my own terms, and it's actually going to be kind of almost off-putting, because like, I don't want you to think that way. Like it's strange. So,
okay.
But I think it's overall very good. It's yet another movie with Joel Edgerton in it.
Oh, Joel Edgerton.
So if you were going for the complete filmography of Joel Edgerton,
I like Joel Edgerton.
then this is another one. And I mean,
He was in Star Wars too.
Oh, The Empire Strikes Back?
No.
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Was he? Oh, that's right. He was Uncle Owen.
Yep.
That's right. Shit.
His most famous role.
Yeah.
Uncle Owen from Star Wars.
Does he have a near beard in this?
What?
Is he
neared?
Is he sort of beardy? I feel like every time I see him, he's sort of beardy.
Sort of scruffy.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, I mean,
Answer my question.
he's kind of actually he's kind of clean shaven for the most
thank
part.
you.
Yeah, I didn't. I was trying.
Don't dismiss my question.
I honestly don't pay attention to people's scruff, Chuck, and call me weird.
You're weird.
Okay.
Should
No,
always pay
I mean,
attention to scruff.
The thing about this movie is like a lot of slow spy movies that people seem to love, I get immediately bored by. Like I know people way back when fucking love Spy Game. That movie is boring as fuck.
Well,
I'm sorry. Like to me, like, I mean, maybe it gets somewhere, but like this one, when it all came together, I was like, oh shit, okay, that's cool. Whereas like Spy Game kind of came together and was like, huh, oh, that great, cool. Yeah, this was like, I liked the way this all wrapped up together, and the intrigue, triple, double, quadruple crosses and shit like that.
That's why Atomic Blonde lost me, because I was just like, man,
This one, I feel like this one congeals better than Atomic Blonde does.
Okay.
I'm not dismissing Atomic Blonde. I mean, I like that movie. It feels like I'm shitting on it. Well, I just there's some comparison because it's like pretty lady, violence, all stuff. There's some comparison to be made. That one being a time capsule piece. This one's like a modern thing. But yeah, plus the whole Eastern Bloc shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I know a lot of people shat on them, but I think it's a pretty good movie.
Okay. Yeah, that movie did exactly what I thought it would do. Was just come and go, like just immediately, just be like, yeah, that's a movie that's going to come out in the spring, and no one's going to care.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think it's better than that. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the greatest thing, or I'm going to rewatch it a whole bunch of times, but
yeah,
I enjoyed watching it one time, and it was a solid spy movie.
all right.
Like I said, there's grody bits if that it puts you off, but
Grody bits.
yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
what else we got?
I saw Avengers again
Yeah.
because Jen hadn't seen it yet.
Oh,
I'm surprised even the second time watching how quickly that movie moves.
Yeah.
it's constant things happening.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of time for dialogue.
No. But just, I mean, like, it never to me felt like a 2 hour and 45-minute movie.
Yeah, people talk about points in that movie dragging. I'm like, what movie did you watch?
Yeah, no.
When?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's stuff that, like, the sequence of things my brain forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's certain parts where it's like, well, I guess I can get vaguely spoilery because, like, basically everybody's seen the fucking movie by now. But, like, when Thor gets back to Earth, I thought was way later in the movie than it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, wait, that other fight hadn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Like, I just, you don't think of it in terms of that sort of stuff. But
Right.
then it's like, oh, wait, yeah, they haven't even started fighting him. So, yeah.
Well, when it happens the first go around, you're like, oh, this is the finale. Like, they're wrapping this up because now Thor's here.
Yeah, it's like, no.
Fucking shit up.
Nope,
Yeah,
there's
no,
a lot left.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that movie dragging.
No. But yes, my wife was exceedingly pleased when the guy who makes Thor's new hammer shows up.
Good.
Yes. And she was exceedingly pleased that I had not spoiled it for her in any way.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that movie's good. And between that and rewatching Thor Ragnarok, like, they've given Thor more fuck yes moments than everyone else combined at this point.
Yep. They fixed Thor, is what they did.
Yeah. Because that first movie, I don't like at all. And the second movie, I don't like. But, like, since then, like, in everything else, they're like, all right, Thor's going to do some cool-ass shit, and
Yep.
you're going to like it. And it's like, you're right. You're right.
Absolutely.
Give me Thor's cheap pop every time.
Yes.
I want it.
Was that like not Anthony Hopkins? Like
His cheap pop?
Oh,
Yeah.
cheap pop.
Ha!
Yeah. Just some
This guy got jokes.
drunk Irishman.
it's Loden.
There you go. Yeah. But it's like, I wonder if it, I hate that my brain goes here, but I wonder if it's like, he's the only one who probably still wants to keep doing these. So you almost wonder if they're just like, well, dude, that fucking lean into it then.
Yeah.
Make everyone fucking love him.
Fucking own Thor.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still love that first movie, but the second one is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't remember anything about them. And there are things I'm going to remember about Infinity War and Ragnarok for, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like, those will be things I always remember about those movies. First two, I'm like, yeah, he liked coffee or whatever in that diner.
Well, I was gonna say the first one, like Thor's an asshole, but that's the point.
Right. No, I mean,
Like, Thor's got to learn to not be an asshole. That's the
Yeah.
that's the plot of the first movie.
and I just like that he's now quippy deadpan man of just,
Well,
He's seen some shit.
He learned how to joke.
this is my friend Tree. I mean, it's
And
just,
I swear to God, I laughed every time he says rabbit in that movie.
Yes.
Every single time.
because it's so earnest.
Yeah.
Like, he's not doing it like a sarcastic asshole. He firmly believes he's right in what he's saying.
and no one corrects him.
Yeah, no. You gonna tell Thor?
Not even the rabbit will correct him.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, he can call him a rabbit if he wants to.
Yeah. But yeah, that movie's still good, but yeah. Fuck Thanos.
Yeah.
Like before,
Thanos.
you know, in the first time I watched it, I'm like, you're an asshole, but you're not wrong. And it's like, nah, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Is he
It-
wrong?
You might be.
Yes.
Your idea
Yes.
is worthy of a high school debate club, but like you don't get to enact that.
Middle school, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Either way, fuck him. Fuck him.
that's a bold stance.
I,
That's a good way to end that argument.
yeah. I
Yep.
he will not get what's coming to him in the sequel, and it pisses me off.
You never know.
No, the good guys will not torture and tear him to shreds, because that's not how movies like this work. So, yeah. Anyway,
That's a fair assessment.
yeah. Anyway, that movie's still good.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it holds up 4 weeks later.
Yeah. Holds up to a second viewing.
Excellent.
Yes. Do you guys want some emails?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, please, God.
While
Give
you're
me a-
looking up emails, I will just go ahead and look up
Yeah.
emails. This merits no discussion. I just want to put it in people's heads. I have started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine on the suggestion of Harlow and many other people on the internet, and it is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I hooked him with that cold open. The
Yeah.
best, one of the best cold opens of
pretty good.
all time.
I will say that Chelsea Peretti is probably, I can't remember her character's name right now. Gina. Probably my favorite character on that show, which is,
That's unusual.
yeah, she's just,
Yeah,
there's something about how she fits into that group that I absolutely love. I think she may very well be the funniest person on that show right now. I'm like 8 or 9 episodes in, so
You got so many more to go.
I know I have
And
like
another
99
season.
more to go. Maybe?
Yeah. But you'll be caught up by the time they finally air it because
for
it's
sure.
a short season
For
and
sure.
it's going to be like a year and a half from now. So
Yeah.
That's all I had to say.
All right. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right. First email I got from Jay from Vegas. It says, not movie related, but Hollywood related. Hey, BMF crew. Jagus here. And a few days ago I said, fuck it. I'm going to Hollywood.
Hey,
Now, I didn't go to chase my dream and wind up on a casting couch, but I did get a wiener in my mouth. The sole reason for the trip was to eat at Pink's. For those unaware, they sell hot dogs that are named after actors in movies. Plus, they've been a Hollywood institution since the 30s. Many actors swear that getting your headshot up at Pink's is the key to success, and Richard Simmons has noted that a Pink's chili dog is his birthday treat. Richard Simmons,
well, that's
of all people.
All right.
Yeah.
That's quite a testimony.
Famous Hollywood actor,
Uh-huh.
Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
Getting to the meat of the email, pun intended, I ordered a Mulholland Drive, a 9-inch, giggity, hot dog with, that's him, not me, just making that clear, hot dog with grilled mushrooms and onions, bacon, and nacho cheese. It sounds weird, but it was insanely good.
well, that sounds good as shit.
Yeah. When I told my mom about the trip, she mentioned that they have a Pink's at T-Mobile Arena, and I replied to that with, do you have any idea how expensive Golden Knights playoff tickets are? Anyways, I've now eaten at Roscoe's and Pink's, fulfilling 2 promises I made to my dad, and I can assure all of you both places are insanely good and well worth eating at if you find yourself in L.A. Crash and Burn Jay sent for my Chance plush doll wearing a Pink's hat and Roscoe's t-shirt.
Are you going to Roscoe's, Peter?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to Pink's?
I might.
All right.
I had
is
forgotten about
added to the list.
Roscoe's. Yeah, I'm
What about the donut place?
Randy's Donuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have to have a picture outside of Randy's Donuts.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And apparently there's another place called California Donuts. It's really good too. And there's Trejo's Coffee and Donuts. So I'm getting donutted the fuck up in LA.
You're gonna go nuts on them
I'm gonna
donuts.
go nuts on donuts.
You're going to be dead. Is
Well, I
what
think
you're going to
Randy's Donuts is like out of ways though, isn't that like out in like,
Doesn't matter.
Pasadena or something?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
I know.
I have plenty. I'm going to be there for 11 days, so I'll have plenty of time. And that's a timely email since we just mentioned it for
Yeah.
the first time on this podcast today.
Yep.
That's 44 meals.
11 days.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
Sorry.
got to do 4th meal.
I might do 5 because there's a lot to eat in LA.
shit.
Don't forget 11Z's.
Breakfast, second breakfast, 11Z's, lunch, supper,
Dinner. 4th meal.
fourth meal. Of course,
Midnight snack.
fourth meal, midnight snack. So that's
And
7. I
fifth
can get
meal.
77.
Forget the Similarian.
Oh, my God.
Right, the Silmarillion is at
Silmarillion,
3,
yeah.
3 a.m. when I wake up
Man,
with like
Sleep eating.
sleep eating.
That is
Ambient
a horrible
snack.
sounding hot dog. Cimmerillion.
You have to
Yeah.
recite 45 minutes of poetry.
That's the
before
shade
you
of
can
blue
eat.
the guy was killing people with on the X-Files.
It's just a bunch of elves like
Absolutely.
reading the Book of Exodus, basically.
Elfsidus.
I also like that him mentioning the Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Made me look up what that was.
That's
and
the Vegas hockey team.
Yeah, I completely forgot that Vegas now has a hockey team.
Yeah.
And they're in the finals.
They are.
Yep.
Hockey.
Yeah.
Fucking tighten up, hockey. Come on.
I totally didn't
An
know that.
expansion team makes the finals. What the
In their
fuck
first
is
year.
happening?
Yeah.
Like their literal first year, right?
It's their first
Yes.
or second year, yeah.
I was recently in.
It's their first year.
Is it? Okay.
It is their inaugural season.
Well,
I
is it
thought
one of
they
those
did-
things where like they get to load the team with, like
They get to draft players from every other team, but each team can protect a certain number of players.
Okay.
That's how they got their team. But it's like, what? Anyway.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
realized,
I thought they didn't start for another year or two.
I realized I know so little about hockey. I was in Columbus, Ohio, and they have an NHL team, and I was like, really? Yeah. And somebody was like, yeah, I went to the whatever the
The
fuck.
Blue Jackets.
Blue Jackets.
Yeah.
Sure, I went
Yeah.
to a Blue Jackets game last night. I'm like, what's a Blue Jacket?
yeah, well,
They're like NHL team. I'm like,
Atlanta no longer
really?
has a team. The
no,
Thrashers are no more.
Thrashers, they left.
oh no. I don't know. Seriously, apparently.
Didn't
it
the
is.
Thrashers become the ESPN team?
I don't know.
What?
I know. I
Whalers?
know. Winnipeg Jets have a team again.
Okay, good for Winnipeg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. They need.
They
more
were in the.
Canadian
They,
teams.
weren't they in the? I think the Knights beat the Jets for the
They did.
finals.
Okay.
To go to the finals.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Hockey.
Hockey.
Because
Fine.
I don't play the NHL games anymore, I don't know anything about hockey anymore.
Yeah, no.
I could not tell you who is a good player.
Mario Lemieux.
The best hockey game.
Chuck, it is not 1999.
Oh, that was like 92.
Yeah, that was for Genesis.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I-
Anyway.
the only reason I ever know anything about basketball is because it's on when we go to Atlanta. It's the only reason I ever know who's in the finals is because like it's on every TV everywhere we go when we're at pinball.
I know some
Yeah.
players because I like that NBA 2K game.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I know.
Well, because you have a ghost brother.
Yeah, well, and like I get calls from like Kristaps Porzingis or something, and he wants to go hang out and
Hey.
go bowling or something.
Wait,
saw on your Twitter feed that
Hey,
you
cousin, go bowling with me.
Hey, Kristaps Porzingis invites you. You say yes.
I usually do. Yeah, you're in town, man. Let's text emoji, hang out.
poop.
Yeah,
All right. Yes.
get up to some shit.
Well said, Chuck.
Thank you.
Next up, we have one from Chris from Kentucky.
Oh.
Titled his email, Automatic 1995. Hey, guys. Just wanted to give a recommendation for a film. A movie from 1995 called Automatic, starring Olivier Grenier. As
Yep.
I was about to say Olivier Grenier.
You're
but
close.
No, it's
Yeah.
Olivier Gruner.
Gruner.
As an android who gains self-awareness and is trying to escape assassins sent by his creator. Directed by John Merlowski, who also directed Cop Dog, this movie is a forgotten 90s treasure. I have only been able to find it on VHS or on YouTube, but I highly recommend it as
Yeah,
a BMFcast-worthy film. Crash and burn, Chris from Kentucky. Man,
Cop Dog.
Also,
you had us.
Cap dog.
You had us up until Cop Dog.
Oh,
And then it
well,
was like-
shit. The director of Cop Dog, fuck all these movies.
Yeah, that movie sounded great
Yeah.
until you said Cop Dog, and then I was like, "Oh wait, I remember Cop Dog."
Cop dog's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, they 187 that Cop Dog.
Sure did. We
that
did.
motherfucking Cop Dog.
Yeah.
We did.
No, they killed the dog.
Yeah, they
That's
did.
true.
Yeah,
Like
There
20
wasn't
minutes
even
in,
a
we're
Cop
like, what
Dog.
is this snuff dog movie?
Yeah.
Right, but we also made that 187.
We did, yeah.
On a
Motherfucking Cop Dog.
yes. Just bringing it back.
Yeah. We've not watched any Olivier Gruner movies, but
Is that like Lawrence's brother?
yeah, but not. It's he's kind of been circling. He's on some lists.
Lists.
But since
He's on a watch list.
look, if this is from the director of Cop Dog, I will bump him way up the list now because holy shit, you guys. Cop Dog.
Anyway, we got a voicemail.
Oh,
Follow-up voicemail
shit. Okay.
from sunny California.
Give me a second. I didn't know. I didn't know. Here it comes.
Hey, BMFcast, this is Sunny California calling with an update. Me and my lady friend just attempted to watch Hologram Man. I mentioned attempted because I fell asleep and she was desperately trying to not root for the villain because, you know, Hologram Man. But the beach, do be careful about your offers to officiate weddings. That is jokingly tempting? I don't know. I'm checking for, I'm checking how serious you're being. Final point, I have decided the month in which the Wizard movies shall be watched. It should be called Wizard December. Yes, Wizard December. You're welcome. It's in California. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, now he knows you're going to be in California, so he needs to propose before July
Right. If you are
and plan a wedding before July
in the
which-
greater LA area from July 4th to 15th, I will officiate your wedding and if you're ready to be married.
Oh, I thought Sunny California was going to marry BJ.
No, I'm going to marry him and his lady friend.
BJ is an ordained minister.
I know that, but it just made it sound like he needed to get his shit together in order to marry
so that
BJ.
we can get no,
BJ would have to consent to that.
and I do not at this moment.
You
I don't know.
haven't been- you
Maybe we
haven't been
meet in
asked.
LA and we fall in love.
Wait until you're
And
asked.
then maybe you marry him and his lady friend.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's LA.
Hey,
I
man.
mean, Utah's close. So
Sure.
Make that happen.
Hey, man, it's the future.
It's 2018.
It
It's gonna
totally
be
is the
even
future.
deeper
Shit's
in
cool.
2018.
Shit's
We
cool
can do
now,
whatever
man.
we want.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, no, nothing's cool.
God damn it, Chuck.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
2018.
work so much, I'm
Marry
never
two
on
people.
Twitter, so I don't know what's happening in the world.
Just nothing's
so,
cool.
you know what? Life's great.
I'll let you
man.
know
You
when
can
it's
eat
cool
ass
again.
now.
I'm pretty cool.
What?
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Dude,
What?
I've been doing
Eat
that.
ass now. It's 2018.
I've been doing
Can you
that
get
shit
that-
since the 90s.
Do you get that at Pink's?
Yes.
Yes, it's called
Yes.
2018.
Oh, I get it. You're talking about eyes.
Man.
I don't think you're supposed to get like I don't know how you eat other things, but
Oh, I want to hear where this sentence goes.
I'm saying like how many times whatever you're eating gets in your eyes. The same goes for ass.
Dude, you don't eat an explosive ass. Like,
No,
if
I'm
that
saying
ass is liable to be explosive, you do not eat it.
I'm saying if you're eating a sandwich,
Right.
does part of it end up in your eye?
No.
Okay. Same rules apply for eating ass. Keep the ass out of your eye, and you're going to be good.
Well, sage advice.
A
This
classic
is
bit of advice from the BMFcast.
the best part of the
Keep
podcast
ass
right
out
here.
of your eye.
I've learned so much
Yeah.
tonight.
I had no idea.
But, however, put the I in
Idea.
team, as in double team.
There's no I in ass.
There is actually. If like you look at the A, it's,
It's
like,
like-
there's,
it's
a, there's a little line
It's
and then
actually
a
a
dot.
brown eye.
My God.
What were we talking about? How the fuck?
Eating ass. And
No!
how things are
We're
cool.
saying it's
No.
2018. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, and things are cool.
Yeah.
What's the wizard month? Wizard
Wizard
December.
December.
Wizard December.
That's terrible.
I don't get that.
Oh,
Why am I?
Wizard
Because it has
December.
a D at the end. Wizard
Wizard December.
December.
He just said it funny.
The
for-
D
for
just merges into
effect.
one D.
Okay,
it's
all right.
just fun to say
I-
wizard.
You
I
can
was-
merge two D's together.
I
It's
think it was. I thought it was
2018.
like we were
Yeah.
trying to do like a
Just-
Robert Zadar wizard.
Man, if there were Robert Zadar wizard movies,
How's the?
Fuck.
Well, hang on. Keyword
Wizard
search.
Wizard.
Yeah, Wizarch. That's about it.
Wiztober.
Yes.
we could just watch The Wiz 4 times, I guess.
I'm all right with that. Move on down. Move on down. Move on
Yeah.
down the road.
Yes, that's all the emails we got.
Okay.
Thank God.
So,
Well, if anyone
PJ,
else has any questions about
Yeah.
eating ass or anything,
yeah, if you
other
have
things
any
that are cool,
ass-related questions,
Right.
If you have
Wanna
any,
ask us
don't
some
email
questions.
us.
right.
We are not experts.
The ass
A, we
eating
don't know
experts
anything
here.
about it.
No,
I don't
this
know.
guy over here
Well,
is like, don't
well,
get ass in
plus
your
there's
eye.
like plus there's like hipster ass over here.
Right.
He's eating ass before we had millennials.
Oh yeah, I ate
He
ass
called it-
before you heard of ass.
Right.
So, if you want to talk to us about things other than eating ass, or if you have some LA suggestions for me, email us, bmf@bmfcast.com. Give us a call on the Garfield phone, 910-5-JOCKS-BMF, or 910-556-9263, or go to the website, bmfcast.com, and you can find some buttons to some socials. You can find our Twitter and a link to our Patreon, which is where you can give us money for all these high-quality ass jokes. And other shenanigans. We got BMF Extra, which is popping off right now.
This is the
Doing
thing.
Doing some things.
Oh boy, is
We're
it.
trying some things.
Yeah,
It's
some new formats going there.
I mean, if you're listening and you're not a patron, then you'll just be like, well, this is just like the first half of any other BMFcast. If you're keyed
Current.
in and you're current,
You're
shit's
getting
going down.
the absolute newest hotness that you
Shit
could
just got
possibly
real.
manage. But yeah, check us out at all those things, and I think that's about it.
Cool.
Sweet.
Let's get out of here, shall we?
All right.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out.
Eat ass.
I was just about to say.
Beat you to it.
Eat ass.
Eat ass Joes.
Ass Joes. All right. I'm gonna go watch some Doctor Who, I guess. So I can do a podcast tomorrow about that show about that crazy doctor guy.
Yeah.
So that is happening tomorrow, I assume.
It depends on that guy.
Okay.
It'll happen.
It'll happen.
I'll make it happen.
There don't appear to be any movies where Robert Zadar played a wizard.
Man,
Robert Wizard.
that is a missed opportunity. Fate did not smile kindly on us in that regard.
No. Or him.
Nothing.
God, he has 118 movie credits.
Yeah.
Good.
We gonna watch them all.
He has 118 movie credits.
We gonna watch them all, Chuck.
Has so many movie credits.
Should not.
We watched Dragon Fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dragonfight's pretty good.
Ruled, actually.
I know.
It's also the reason like every actor is connected to the BMFcast somehow. They were all in Dragonfight at some point.
So there's 6 degrees of Robert Zadar.
He plays a guy named Cobra Khan in Pocket Ninjas.
Pocket ninjas.
Ooh.
Hey, Chuck.
Are they ninjas that play pool?
No.
Hey, Chuck.
Oh.
We
Yeah.
have questions from the chat. They need
there's
answering.
questions for
yes,
the
for
chat?
you. Is Heavenly Bodies available for streaming anywhere?
Oh.
I heard the extra cast and I want to see it. Heavenly Bodies.
No.
Is Fan TV still down? They were down the other day.
I have found now the best place to go is just Letterboxd.
Okay.
The service they link to is pretty good.
Fan TV was good for a while, but
All of them
Not
were,
good
and
anymore.
then suddenly, like, they all changed their
yeah,
algorithm,
Fan
and then
TV's
they
like,
all fucking suck.
All their
must just,
privacy
like-
policies changed.
they must have just gone away because like their IP or it's like coming up with a blank
Yeah.
page.
But like,
page not found.
I had started using Just Watch, and then like every so often that site just pretends like a movie doesn't exist, and I'm like, I know
What
you
is-
can rent this on Amazon, like.
What is Fan TV?
It was just literally like you could type in the name of a movie or show and it would show you where it was streaming, if it was free
Oh, like,
or
can I stream it before it broke?
Before Can I Stream It
basically,
broke,
Fan TV was the follow up to Can I Stream It, and then now apparently it's gone now too
Yeah.
without a
So,
announcement.
Bill, to answer your question, it does not look like it's streaming anywhere at all. However, it shows up on Turner Classic Movies every once in a while, which is strange, but they run it uncut, so
So set your DVR.
get in on that TCM magic. I'm sure there'll be people live tweeting it because everyone live tweets everything on Turner Classic Movies now.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like that shows up at the bottom of the screen or something, or just
I think they have some social media ties because, like, I had to mute every Turner Classic Movies hashtag.
oh, you mean like so it's not part of the what they're showing? I was saying like it's not like pop up video with.
No, I'm
tweets
saying
or
people
something.
are like live tweeting the like, hey, let's all get together tonight at 8 and watch Humphrey Bogart in The Big Sleep, and we'll live tweet it. And I'm
Man,
like, why?
I am glad I am not a part of film Twitter.
Yeah. I like the idea of a live tweetathon along with something, but it's like if you were just using Twitter and a bunch of people are doing that shit, it is fucking annoying because you have no idea what they're talking about.
Man, welcome to me every wrestling pay-per-view, friend.
Well, yeah, just Sundays don't get on the internet.
Yeah.
Sundays are bad.
Sundays are all Westworld spoilers.
There-
Wrestling
Let's
pay-per-
see. There are at least 54 days you should stay off the internet. It's every Sunday. The April Fool's Day. And
April Fool's Day has actually gotten a lot better. Like
Yeah,
At
everyone's
least,
pretty much
like,
sussed out the shit now.
Last year, April Fool's Day, or this year, April Fool's Day was nothing.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
going
it
to
was
say
on a
there's-
weekend.
It was
too.
on a weekend and no one had the
That made a
energy.
huge
I was going to
difference.
say there's one other one that I was
That and
thinking.
also
like,
our
you just stay the fuck
current
off the internet.
administration
Oh,
is
the
warned us out.
Anonymous Day.
Anonymous Day?
The
The fuck is that?
5th of November, or whatever the hell that thing
Oh.
is.
Oh,
Who gives a
yeah,
fuck about
yeah.
that?
Guy Fawkes Day?
Yeah.
Also, 420. 420 can get obnoxious.
Eh,
Oh, just all right, fine. Just stay off the internet.
Yeah, just get off the
yeah.
internet.
Out,
You
yeah.
like me, just work all the time. Don't go on the internet anymore.
Yeah. That's our advice to you. Stay off the internet and eat ass.
Working all the time pays better. Eating
Yeah.
ass doesn't pay well.
Can.
Yeah, depends on how well you do it.
If you eat ass pretty well
Find
and
a
keep it
sugar
out of your
mama.
eye.
I already got one. She makes more money than me, so.
Yeah.
So that's why you had to take a job with worse everything else.
Oh, I just wanted more money.
You're part of the problem.
Capitalism, man. Sign me up. And
There's no choice. We're signed up whether we want to be.
I found out I left at the perfect time because
Oh,
they
did
like
everything go
locked
to
out like
absolute
YouTube.
shit?
You can't even go on YouTube anymore.
Jesus.
Like, they locked out fucking everything at my old work.
Yeah.
My work figured out Plex.
Yeah.
Either they figured out how to block it, or their new software is so inept that it just
Yeah.
broke the ability to
Yeah.
use Plex. So
I-
Well, me, it was all over when they deleted VLC off my computer,
Yeah.
and I couldn't reinstall it. And I was like, well, I can't even bring shit on a hard drive anymore.
yeah.
I'm mostly lucky in that most of my stuff isn't blocked. However, we now have the dumbest new thing. You have to have a 20+ digit character password.
Jesus.
Man,
How do you remember that?
those are some fun phrases you're coming up with, aren't
And that
they?
changes every 90 days, I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do away with that now that this is the new thing, or if if they make us change it every 90 days, my brain's going to fucking break.
I am 5 years running. The first 8 characters have been the same.
Let's change that number.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we have to change every 90 days, and I think it blocks those out for a year. So I've been on the same pattern.
I just love how some of these sites, like some of these workplaces, have just the shittiest security.
Yeah.
In that it's like, we're more locked down than the bank.
Oh,
It's like nobody cares. Nobody wants your shit.
My favorite was like when they announced this, they had a little thing. They were like, our current password standard would take 8 years of brute force attack to crack. This new one will take 365 centuries. And I'm like, I think 8 years was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you don't notice someone's brute force hacking the password in 8 years, you're fucking up.
Yeah. You done fucked up,
I'm
son.
like, I was just like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think 8 years was good, man.
Also, 8 years and 364 centuries or whatever are the absolute maximum longest it could take.
Well,
Like,
also, like, yeah, the 8 years thing is constant going, and I'm still changing my password every day. So hit the reset button every 90 days.
yeah.
Like, it
Also-
was like,
also-
it was like that's so fucking stupid. But
But they also have things like the things that you are limited to or that you are required to do. Like, so you know a password has to have an uppercase letter somewhere in it. You know it has to have a symbol in it. And you know it has to have a number in it. And you know it has to have one of those upside-down Unicode characters in it or something. So,
yeah, now they're just like, yeah, use spaces and stuff. So I've got spaces in my password now.
oh, they let you use spaces. That's nice. They should just say, everybody go to passphrases.
Well, that's basically what it is.
Well, I mean, instead of requiring the character,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Well, I don't know. I no longer have to use a special character with all the other stuff.
That's good. My Dashlane passwords are insane.
Yeah, they are. I've got them all set to like the maximum the site will
Yeah.
allow.
They're
Which backfires on me sometimes when it's like I'll set it on something and then I have to enter on the Xbox or something. You know, well,
Oh, yeah,
the Xbox
yeah.
isn't so bad because you have the keypad thing, but like the fuck was it the other day? Like I think it was my YouTube password or something like that. I forgot that I just said I set it to like a 16-digit super
Had, like,
complex
an
password,
emoji in it.
and then I had to enter it in a Roku with like the little tap tap tap
Oh,
tap
no.
Oh,
tap
yep,
tap
yep.
tap tap click tap 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 click.
For a long time, my password was reset my password. But
Yeah.
then I realized I can't forget my email password or I'm boned.
My password is just incorrect because then I didn't need a password hint. It just said your password is incorrect. I went, oh.
Yeah. Incorrect 999. Incorrect 555.
Jokes. It wasn't that. I'll try to log into anything with that.
Are we done with the internet? And
I think we are.
Time to go
I think
home?
it's going to turn that off and stuff.
All right. Goodbye, internet. It was nice to see you
Yeah.
tonight. You all looked lovely.
Stop using it. We told
Except for on Wednesday nights and on Fridays to download the podcast.
Sure, yeah. Otherwise, just stop using the internet. Yes.